So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the first official BLEMARX Mastermind. We got some phenomenal guest speakers. Mr. Smith, Mr. David Margaryan, give him a hand. We got Mr. Ariyan Teymouri, give him some applause. Mr. Sevak. Okay. So first of all, I just want to say, thank you guys for showing up. This is a massive step for, the goal that I have had. And before we start, I just want to show you guys, what the vision is for BLEMARX. So when I started, initially, the goal was just to help Armenians. It was only Armenians, community for Armenians, events for Armenians. But then, after some experiences, some lessons, some conversations with Smith, he was like, why don't you just target the mass? Just go for everyone and represent your culture. And after this past couple months, I sat down, I was like, you know what? He's right, he has a point. All these guys I talked to, they have a point. So I was like, let's just help everyone. And at the same time, I'm gonna represent my culture. And I think this is something I'm very passionate about. But at the same time, the whole goal for BLEMARX is to empower people to connect with one another and also educate them. So that's the whole goal. And I think I'm doing it with podcasts, events, and also very soon we're gonna be launching the private community, which I want to involve entrepreneurs, people on their self-development journey, and also people that are just actually ambitious. That's my whole goal. And this is the place that you guys are here. And I know every single person that's here, you guys are all about growth, all about hitting their goals, making money, developing their mind, their body, spirit, everything. So this is the beginning of something great. And our first speaker is going to be Smith. So give him a hand.
All right, guys, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Rees. I'm from LA. I moved to Austin fucking 8-9 months ago. Decided to move back because Austin sucks. I do organic e-com. I have a coaching program as well. Big focus for me that I'm be talking about. I mean, you guys are going to check it out. It's basically just organic content. So, hi, these are my slides. And we're going to talk about e-com and offers. Just kidding, we're going to be talking about content. So I'm just fucking with you guys. Those are my real slides. Main thing I want to cover, I guess, with these slides are virality, psychology, and algorithms. So I'm not going to be talking about, I guess, how you guys can all go viral. And, hey, I'm going to talk about all the tips and tricks for you guys. I'm going to be talking about how I went viral because specifics are much more valuable when it's given to a specific situation and individual opposed to, fucking 30 people in the crowd. So here's my account. Did around 1.5 million views a day on average for around 60 days straight. This is my February dashboard for, 15 days, 15.2 million views. I want everyone to pull up my Instagram right now. So if you want to have live visuals of what I'm speaking about, obviously we have other stuff. If you want live visuals of what I'm speaking about, you can feel free to pull it up. It's at RealSmithRees, just so you can scroll down and see what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not going to give you guys general rule of thumb bullshit advice to just everyone in the crowd. I'm going to be talking about me, why I went viral, and because you'll be able to learn 100 times quicker and better if you give specific advice to an individual. So, number one, just getting pretty much into it, is the algorithm's not against you. You have to do what they want. So when it comes to the algorithm, I see a lot of people say that the algorithm doesn't like this, the algorithm doesn't like that. It's realistically just metrics. That's all it is if you can get a video with good retention, good watch time, if you can get a video with a good view to like ratio, then that's all that fucking matters. Is most people complain that the algorithm is this, the algorithm is changing, it doesn't like this. There's very, very rarely does the algorithm actually change, and there's two things I'm going to talk about on the slides today. It's where the algorithm actually has changed. Algorithm is not against you, so just do what they fucking want. Make good content, get people to watch, get people to like and follow you and share content. That's pretty much it. Next point is emotion is logic. So there's no reason why someone should follow you. If you guys are doing content, if you guys are trying to do a personal brand, organic, paid, even paid, whether you want to offer or not, you guys, there's no reason for someone to follow you right now. The reason is emotion is logic, because you guys are going to see me talking about people buy with emotion, justify with logic. At the end of the day, emotion still is logic, because if somebody has the emotion, they're going to make a decision based off the emotion. No matter what somebody does, there is a value exchange. So it's somebody, if I'm going to follow this person, is my time that I'm going to see their content consistently, is that a value exchange? Is there ample value being provided where I can give them my time? So emotion is logic. And then number 3 is concepts over content. So I see a lot of people try to talk about you need your content and your hook to do this, and you need your background to be this and your quality to do this. If you're going to copy somebody simply based upon the concept that they're posting and you don't understand it, You're gonna go viral for 2-3 videos. That's why everyone's copied, certain concepts I've done. Sitting down with the text right here, or webcam on top with the Miro boards on the bottom. I was the only person to get as many views as I did with the Miro boards because I was the person to put it in there in the space and actually understand why it worked. So concepts over content. Realistically, if you're able to, and that kind of plays into novelty, point number 4, is if you're able to give the market, aka Instagram, personal brand, whatever it may be, if you're able to give people something that's new and novel, I always say like, new isn't better, better is better. But with content, new is always fucking better. If you could do something new that hasn't been done before, that's pretty much the only important thing that matters with content. I don't care what anybody else says. I know I'm going to talk about the algorithms and reposts and shares and how logic is emotion and mindset and identity of all this kind of and psychology behind the scroll. But at the end of the day, if you guys want to go viral, you guys want to do anything, it's just new. If you could be new, you're going to fucking win. You look at anybody who's done anything, fucking TJR buying the Koenigsegg, that was new. No one has ever fucking done that. You look at Brez buying the fucking Aventador, that blew him up. No one's ever done that before. How you want to be known and the kind of new that you want to be is different. I'm not a big lifestyle guy. I could throw a bunch of shit up on my story and post a bunch of reels of CapCut edits with B-roll and shit, but I decide not to. So I go for the actual concept and the value opposed to doing the lifestyle. So new is always fucking better. But as far as psychology, this is the psychology behind the scroll. So point number one is every action humans take are rooted in identity. And number 2, every inaction is also rooted in identity. So if you guys are posting content behind every single like, even behind somebody who chooses to actively not like your video, that is still rooted in identity. For example, if you guys are posting a video, if anybody scrolls on your video because they don't like it, because it doesn't resonate with who they are, that is still an identity. So if you guys go to the content I've been posting, I'm sure you guys have maybe seen the Never Trust a Man videos, and I'm going to get into that specifically, but those are all rooted in identity because these are general takes to the masses that people all agree with. Do I sit here every single day and like I'm sure you guys see I'm probably a little bit different in person than I am sitting on my fucking chair with my Nike Tech on with the text next to me being, never trust a man that does this shit. So I'm a little bit different in person. But I'm going for what the algorithm likes. I talk about the algorithm, do what the algorithm wants. Those videos, I was doing 800,000 to 1.2 million views on average per video because they met what the fucking algorithm likes. So every action humans take is rooted in identity, and vice versa. Every inaction is also rooted in identity. So, for example, if somebody consciously decides to scroll on your video, that is technically an action, but it's rooted in their identity. They don't resonate with your video. Their identity is not resonating with their video, so then they scroll. Likewise, on the other side, if they follow you, that's also rooted in identity. So everything is rooted in identity. Number 2 is intentional posting. I see a lot of people decide to post content with absolutely no fucking intention. If you post a video and it gets less views, that's okay. But if you don't know why, if you're confused why it got less views, then you're a fucking retard because you should have been intentionally posting. If you don't have an intention behind the content, then why the fuck are you posting? A lot of people say, yo, Smith is good, he's getting all these followers and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At the end of the day, I had an intention behind it. I'm not gonna sit here and post up like keyword ManyChat videos to get the comments going and funnel these people to a YouTube channel or anything like that. At the end of the day, I just wanted to prove to everybody, because if you look at, I guess if you guys don't know what I do, it's organic e-com. So it's pretty much the same thing as just a personal brand. It's getting sales on e-com brands just through social media, not paid traffic, just organic traffic. So it's the same thing. I'm the most followed organic person in the entire space. If you look at anybody else who's talking about organic e-com, anybody that's trying to do organic e-com or even fucking sell a course on that shit, they have less than 30,000 followers, 50,000 followers. So I find it fucking hilarious and a little bit hypocritical that 99% of the people are trying to teach organic content, but they can't get followers themselves. So like I said, intentional posting. My intentions behind posting and getting all those views and was all vanity metrics. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All vanity metrics. I just wanted to go viral. I wanted to get followers. I wanted to have fucking, that's all I wanted. But now if I post a video that's me talking about, how I made a bunch of money and then went broke again and then made a bunch of money again, that's specific. And I could go in and talk about my story and stuff. But my intention is not to tell you guys about my story if you don't know who I am, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. I just wanted to pull up and give some value. So number 3 is your numbers are people. E-com and outside of e-com, even with followers and likes and da-da-da-da, I see so many fucking people sit down and they say, I only got this many views. I only have this many followers. My retention, motherfucker, these are real people. These 5,000 people sat and decided to double tap the screen, like I said, which is rooted in identity. Your numbers are fucking people. So no matter how many comments you have, likes, shares, reposts, whatever it may be, I'll talk about reposts in a second, your numbers are real fucking people. Each single individual. I can sit here and say there's 30 people in the crowd. There's 30 individuals in this crowd that all have a mom, a dad. You guys all go to different fucking gyms. You guys eat different shit for breakfast every morning. It's not just 30 people, it's 30 individuals. So stop looking at your numbers as people. Algorithm. Number one, you don't have to post volume. That might be the gayest thing I've seen ever, is the people that say you just got to do the quote TJR method and post 24 TikToks a day. Stop looking at people and trying to copy what they're doing. You are, like I say, novelty, 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 novelty. You are never going to get anywhere in life if you build an entire brand or business upon copying and doing a carbon copy or a worse copy of what somebody else is doing. Don't post volume. Never post, I mean, you can post volume if you like, but you gotta be a high quality, high quantity motherfucker to do so. So you don't have to post volume. Number two is, if you guys aren't familiar with Instagram, like I talked about the changes in the algorithm, Instagram is optimized for shares. So if you guys wanna look at, let's say you get 10,000 likes on a video, it's not the same now as what it used to be. If you got 10,000 likes on a video, that was fucking amazing. Now Instagram, if you take, let's say, a share or a repost, and you compare it to a like or a comment, or even a view that watches 80% of the video. Shares and any shares, so like reposts or sharing on their stories, sharing with their friends, a like is, let's say, worth 1 point as far as engagement. Instagram has changed everything to where your videos are optimized for shares. So if you guys go and look up my videos where I'm doing the sitting down talking head stuff with the, fucking the text on the side of me, kind of plays into point number 3. I farmed every single metric I fucking could. That's why for 2 months straight, I was the biggest growing Instagram account in the entire space. We're doing 70,000 followers a month. That's net. So that also comes down to the fucking 20,000 that I lost from posting. So realistically, almost 90,000 in a month. I farmed every single metric I fucking could. So if you look at those videos, you can break it down to, number 1, great hook, right? So you guys want to know how I got this fucking hook? I got a buddy of mine who lives in Miami, and he posted a video saying, I hate men that say, I hate men that never pick sides or some shit like that. And his account is like 20,000 followers. I said, you know what? For an outlier that video got 1 million views, for an outlier that has that video got 1 million views, he's 30,000 followers, I'm gonna fucking rip that. So I took that and I said, never trust a man. Or I said, I hate men. I just took the video straight up. I said, I hate men. Then I took that because it was a big outlier on my account. I took that, I said, never trust a man. And then I did, never trust it, and I kept fucking doing it. And I made it my own. So I farmed every single metric I could. It had a fantastic hook. I was very controversial. Do I believe half the shit I said? No, I don't think you should cut off your friends because they don't fucking wake up at 5 in the morning. I think that's the most retarded shit on the planet. But the game is the game, guys. The game is the fucking game. So I don't think you should cut off all your friends, but I farmed every metric I could. And the same reason that you guys are laughing in the crowd, other people who took it to heart were commenting and having fucking dialogue and conversations in the comments towards boosting my video engagement. Not to mention, followers was a really good conversion. So if views to follower metrics were great, repost as well. I feel like 90% of people that are doing content underestimate how great reposts are. If you break reposts down for what it is, think about this. If I have 100 reposts on a video, let's say, for example, you post a video, you have 15,000 views. Let's say 10 people repost that. How many followers do those 10 people have? Let's say cumulatively they have 50,000 followers. How many of those 50,000 people, let's say out of those 50,000 people, only 100 view it? How many of those 100 people are going to repost it? And it's a domino effect of repost, 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 to where you fucking just farm metrics. That's really what it is. If you look at the video concept, every single metric when it comes to comments, it comes to follows, it comes to shares, reposting on story because people agree with it and it's relatable. It's a very extreme take. So it's not middle groundy. It's very fucking all the way up to the side of the spectrum. And that's the fucking end, I guess, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, does anybody have questions? I guess like questions at all about content? Going viral? Anything? Does no one here do content? What's up?
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, how long does it take that process, like, coming up and, strategizing, what you're going to talk about?
It comes really down to the person, dude. Because it's like, some people are just they're innately incapable of making good content because their creative mind is not, like, there. So a good thing is, like, if somebody were to ask me how to get ideas for content, yeah, it's more so just like you have to, like, you're speaking the English language because it's an input that you've had, right? So you can actually output the language. Same thing with content. If you're not consuming, you can't create because you have to have an input to have an output. So it's like, you look at me, sure, cool, I'm a creative guy because I make the content, I understand it. But on top of that, I also sit here and scroll probably 2-3 hours a day. I know what's going on for different concept styles. I'm creative, but I also take the inputs in so I can have ample output. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Another question, do you keep your content broad, or do you focus only on your potential, like selling the info product?
So completely not. Like I said, it's all about intention. So the entire goal behind the content was not to sell people or convert people or take them down some funnel for YouTube. The entire goal behind that was simply just to, let's go viral. Let's kind of put another fucking stripe on my board that I am the best when it, like, especially in the e-com space, when it comes to organic marketing, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it's like, what's the easiest case study I could possibly do? Let's go viral, insanely viral on my personal account. So that's why we were able to do like 50 million accounts in a month, was because that was the intention behind it. So as far as, of course, if you wanted to do different, or you wanted to convert people, more personal, and obviously if you guys follow me, I'll be taking a little bit different step in my direction and content, even I have a little bit recently, to where people get to know me opposed to the very extreme takes that I've been posting, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Any other questions? What's up?
For the hooks, so like, do you think it's a good idea? So you have a video that you spent a lot of time making, and like the body and the last part is really good, like as far as production goes, but the hook didn't really perform well. Do you think it's like good to just recreate the same video and then change up the hook and like maybe put?
What do you mean by the hook didn't perform well?
So like when you go to like the retention, right? The retention just drops in like the first 3 seconds. So you know the hook wasn't good. But then after that drop, you know, if they actually stayed, the retention is pretty good after that. So you know the body was good, like as far as.
Yeah. So
you think it's a good idea to like
re-record the same exact video and concept and idea, but just with a better hook? I mean, you could do that, and of course you're gonna have videos, but here's the thing, do you have proven hooks already?
No.
Exactly. So I mean, realistically, who knows? It could be an actual retention. Because here's the thing: if somebody's going to skip on a hook, they're most likely, of course, they can watch the entire video, but that defeats the whole purpose of posting a video. So the whole idea is, if you have to split test hooks. I wouldn't say re-record the same exact. If you really think it's a great message and it's like should go viral, a lot of it comes down to judgment. I don't know the video specifically. I can't analyze the hook and watch the video. But if I were you, realistically, the whole idea is to let's get one hook down, and then let's just fucking basically make it evergreen. Let's make it applicable to every other style of content. Because it's like, what content are you posting? Like, what's the intention behind the content? What are you trying to do? Get out of it?
I make websites and like apps.
Okay.
So the content is basically just advice on making it, and then sometimes like the journey of this how I made this app, and the concept behind it of why I choose these things.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, as far as realistically, the most generalized, easy pieces of content, advice I can give you without like checking out your specific profile, would be cut down any fluff you possibly can. So if you guys were to pull up my Instagram and look at all the content tiles that I'm doing, like especially with the sit-down videos, you could not take out a single piece of content. There's not a word or a pause or any part of that video that you can take out to make it better. It is a 100%, 0% fat fucking sirloin steak of content to where you can't take anything off of it. It is simply just, content should be as long as it needs to be. You shouldn't make it quicker so the retention is higher, because of course watch time is important, but you shouldn't make it longer so you get watch time but the engagement is worse. Content should be as long as it should be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other questions? Hello?
How can I outperform like team metrics without like compromising my own authenticity or identity?
Well, I think it really just depends on, it depends on the person. So if you look at my videos where I was sitting down, I had the text on the side. I'm not gonna sit here, like I said, I don't cut my friends off because they don't wake up at fucking 4:30 in the morning and do Alex Hormozy's routine, right? Is it overall stuff that I could agree with? Yes. Is it very extreme on the spectrum? Yes. So at the end of the day, but the whole idea of it being so extreme was so far in the comments. The hook was still great. So if you don't want it, you could still go viral. You don't have to do 1.5 million views a day. But if you want to go viral, as far as it comes down to the concept of the video, I would argue. Because I'm sure you could find a video concept that works really well, and you could go very extreme with it, because I'm sure everybody in this room has extreme beliefs, whatever it may be. That's pretty authentic to have an extreme belief, right? No one here is in the middle ground. I mean, a lot of people are here because the decisions they made are extreme. So if you have an extreme belief you agree with, that's not sacrificing authenticity. You can get the message across and articulate it in a certain way to where it does have that pungent, potent hook. You see what I'm saying? But I also think it comes down to the concept of the video. And if for a second, if you don't want to think that you're getting unauthentic to get more views, then just don't do it at all, and just be comfortable with your level of authenticity and kind of engagement farming, if that makes sense. So yeah. Any other questions?
Do you think more watch time leads to more engagement, or what feeds the engagement?
Watch time doesn't have fucking anything to do with engagement. If you're posting video, like the watch time is not the engagement. The engagement, when I say engagement, engagement means likes, shares, comments, etc.
How do you drive that?
How do you drive likes, comments, and shares? Well, here's the thing. Like I said, there's no reason for people to be interacting with your content. So it's like every single, like if you look at those videos, because it's the easiest case study of human psychology in social media. The algorithm has fucking everyone's minds. So it's like the only reason that gets shown to so many people is because there's people arguing in the comments. Bro, I make a video talking about never trust a man that doesn't pick a side, cut him off, da 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 da. It's like, yeah, bro, if your fucking boy just snakes you, don't fucking be friends with him anymore, obviously. But I say, cut him off immediately. I was like, oh, some people get angry at that. So they're going to comment. Some people agree with it, so they're gonna like. Some people agree with it, they're gonna comment facts. It's all rooted in identity. All the comments are rooted in identity. People think that it's, oh, I don't like this. So they're gonna comment on it. It's negative, but it's rooted in identity and it's still engagement. It's positive, they comment, it's still rooted in identity and it's still engagement. They repost it on their story, they make it repost, etc. I think watch time is different from engagement. If you get longer watch time, doesn't mean you're gonna get more engagement. It obviously is gonna help the video, but it's not gonna mean more engagement. More engagement comes down to the substance. So if you make the video, it's 30 seconds, you make it 20 seconds, you can still get a good engagement and it's gonna be shorter as long as it needs to be, you get the watch time out of it as well. So.
Relatable.
Yeah, relatable is big for reposts and posting on stories, or a big thing is agreeing. People want to like, so if you look at people, like, I don't fucking post reels on my story, but when I used to, you post something on your story, it's because you have this belief. And you, like, if somebody reposts something on their story, it's because they want other people to know that they believe this thing about, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you post on your story, I need like this Andrew Tate video, I need a traditional woman who doesn't fucking sleep around, and this, that. You post it on your story because you want everybody else to, oh, guys, look, these are my values. Right? So if I make a video, these videos got posted on stories, I'd go through, you could see the tag stories mentioned, it'd be like, net. Every video is never trust a man because a lot of people agreed with what I was saying. So if you want like relatable content, that's how you get reposts, that's how you get shares. But if you could take all, like, I'm not saying you have to take all the metrics and crumble it into a fucking amalgamation of metric farming like I did, but you can also do specific things. Like if you want follows, you go value. So a big thing that I did was also sit down with this. I had a top hook here and I had a bunch of graphs here. So it's another concept that no one has done. Literally just throwing up fucking JPEG images next to your face. And I did that and I have videos that have got me 6,000 followers. I have a reel on my page that's got me 30,000 followers from this single video because it's value focused and it's long. So it really just comes down to like, you have intention, you get the ideal outcome. That's why I talk about intention. So, any other questions?
If you post jobs on social media, what would be your suggestion on how to do it so you can increase your engagement?
Post jobs?
Yeah.
So her business is basically connecting people to jobs. So she's asking how she can get more attention and convert them to jobs.
Well, I would say it like this, like why do people work a job? So they get money. So you have to lean more so on the ideal outcome of the money. You know, I guess it's very hard for me to give a specific answer. I'm not saying it's a crazy general question, but it's a little bit of a generalized question where I can't necessarily give a specific answer that'll be as valuable to your situation. But the real, like if your whole thing is like, okay, recruitment for jobs for people to get, you know, these leads or whatever on social media, you just got to first principle it. So first principle is basically breaking down a problem to its core fundamentals, coming to an innovative solution for like the core fundamentals. Why do people want a job? They want money. How can I show people that whatever job I'm going to promote is give them money, or maybe a passion job, but I'm not sure. How can I show people the ideal outcome so they come in through my page, you know? But it's a lot harder to get that because I don't have like the video in front, you know, Instagram account in front of me, the content in front of me, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Do you think putting herself out there as a showing a face, as in putting a face on the business and like for the connecting job will help her connect people to jobs more?
I mean like opposed to doing it faceless?
Yeah, she's doing it faceless.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really just depends on like what you want out of it. If you're gonna be doing content, you want people to trust you. Because here's the thing, it's like people are sending you their resumes. You know what is in a resume? A lot of personal stuff. I don't know. Like I've never fucking worked a job, so maybe I'm talking on my ass. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty unemployed. But at the end of the day, I think yeah, if you want any, like for example, I would argue a job is a pretty big deal. Same way that you're not going to sell $4,000 program faceless. You know, you need that sense of authority and trust with the face. So I would say if you're going to start, I thought you were doing that already. I would suggest doing that instead of doing it faceless. So yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, so for context, like I help realtors get more leads, and I'm trying to target my ICP and focus it more into realtors who have already been in the business for years and who have already closed more deals because they have more experience with negotiating and stuff. So how do you narrow down your ICP so much, but then not limit yourself with boring value content, where you can still, I feel like I need to broaden my TAM, but still be able to attract realtors. So
Yeah.
because I'm like stuck in 200 view crazy jail right now on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What's your follower to non-follower ratio per video?
What is it? What?
Like your follower to non-follower ratio. If you're stuck in 200 view jail, is like your non-followers. Like if you go to you view insights,
Yeah.
it's like 80% non-followers, right?
90%
Yeah.
non-followers.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You have a pretty niched ICP, right?
Yeah.
Because you're working with realtors that have made a bunch of money and been in the business and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You make content like that, you're not going to get fucking 100,000 views.
Yeah, of course.
But if you make the most niche content on the planet that is super targeted towards them, like I'm sure you know people, like you work with that. You have clients?
Well, I started 3 months ago, but yeah, I have 3 clients.
Okay, so then just bro, ask them. Like you want to know what we did, bro? Bro, I was in Switzerland. We were, me and my boy were on a train. We were going to the Alps, and we sat down. We spoke to this guy who's done a couple $100 million fucking dollars. This guy's a G. We sat down with him. We were like, what could we do? He gave us a strategy. He's like, you know what? Post on your fucking Instagram story a type form. And what was in the type form was we just got free market data. We got, who do you watch? Why do you watch them? Why do you like my content? What do you want to see from me? Go ask your people, yo, what would you guys buy from? Like, why did they come to you? Was it ads or referrals?
Or it was from TikTok, actually. My TikTok videos performed better. I had one video pop off, and it was for a free lead magnet, CTA.
So it's like a lead magnet for the realtors.
Yeah, it's a free lead magnet on the correct content format. It's supposed to start bringing in more leads. And then I'll send a voice message, and I'll basically...
So you're trying to teach realtors how to do content?
Yeah, how to get more leads from content.
Here's my, like, I'm gonna be honest, dude. This is the one, this is where my brain hits like a roadblock, is how are you showing people how to get realtors through content when you can't get realtors through content? Does that not seem like, you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I completely agree. But the thing is, I'm getting really good results for my clients. It's just I'm not getting results for myself.
Dude, whoa, okay. It's a little bit hard unless I actually see the videos. But as far as like, you want to know how to do it, you just have like, get big in the realting space, like the realtor space. It's like you don't have to be specific. Like you could be fucking broke realtors in fucking Africa. It doesn't really matter. Just get big in the just get big in the realtor space.
Yeah,
or if you don't want to, I guess it depends on the content you're posting. If you're doing the content that's like the fucking sit down with like this fucking ultra-mosey test dopamine shit, don't do that.
Yeah.
Realistically, if you're gonna look at somebody who's, I don't know, ask your people content. Like, have you shown your clients your content? And have you asked them what they think of it? Would you guys buy from this?
No, I haven't done that, no.
You should probably do that.
Okay.
You should probably do that. And if you know anybody else, and you should probably, I'm sure you get good results with your clients.
Yeah.
Then go fucking be like, yo, show this video to your other friends who are also realtors in the space and say, what'd you buy from this? Just do market research. Because I'm very limited on the knowledge, especially I can't pull up your page and audit it live.
Yeah.
But my first thought is just like, it really has to resonate. But also with your niche, you don't got to get 10,000 views. You could average 3,000 views a fucking video, probably do 200 a month.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want more targeted views, but I also I don't want to stay specific to my ICP. I just want to right now just bring, like you said, just get those vanity metrics right now and just grow my following and bring a bunch of realtors. I don't care if they're broke.
Oh, okay, then stop doing the content you're doing. Just do fucking, but you're trying to do that now and you're getting 200 views?
Well, no, I'm kind of mixing it in, like with the brain raw B-roll videos. That's what I'm trying to mix in right now.
Well, realtors aren't scrolling reels
Yeah.
and like being brain rot, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe some. Realtors are probably fucking, like, make house content, you know?
Okay.
You know those fucking accounts that do like the Google views of like celebrities' houses and shit?
Yeah.
Be like, this fucking celebrity just bought this $80 million house, the Travis Scott house, and the fucking house is falling off the cliff, right? You make house content. So it's not niche to realtors. If I make a content on how to go viral, sure, it's not organic e-com, but it's still about how to go viral.
Yeah.
There's a million things I can say, but it's a little bit hard because I don't have it in front of me. But the biggest thing is just how do you target the people you want to target? It's just intention, you know? But yeah, so anybody else?
How do you balance the amount of, like, let's just say, top of the funnel content and also middle and then bottom?
Well, dude, there's no balance. It comes down to intention. It's like if you want to be only bottom of funnel guy, of course you're gonna have to get some top of funnel in there and actually to convert people with bottom of funnel content. But at the end of the day, if you want to be bottom of funnel, like I said, for this guy, if he wants to go fucking make, if you're a realtor done $60 million a year or some shit, there's probably gonna be 1 or 2 realtors that watch that video, you know? So you could do that, but it really just comes, like, how do you balance it comes down to how extreme you want to be on the spectrum. Because I could say, if your friend drinks fucking water the wrong way, if your friend uses straws, he's gay, cut him off, right? That's a big extreme belief. Or if I say, if your friend doesn't support you when you're down, cut him off. Which one is gonna go a little bit more viral, right? Yeah, exactly. So it just comes down to like, okay, do you wanna be very top of funnel? Do you wanna be very bottom of funnel? Do you wanna do all 3 at once at the same time? It's a lot of people do. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do top of funnel content, middle funnel content, bottom of funnel content. It's gonna be top of funnel, then educational, and then personal. So it just comes down to like the intention you want behind it. But it's like, I don't care to make a bunch of money from Instagram. It's also YouTube as well we have. So it's like, you know, it really just comes down to your intention behind it. My intention of going viral wasn't to make a fucking $1 trillion or have like Andrew Tate run. It was just, let me go viral, you know? So.
Bottom funnel, what is mid funnel?
So like top of funnel will basically be just going viral, getting followers. They don't follow you because they fuck with you. They just follow you to follow you. That's basically that content I was doing. Middle of funnel would be like just content that gets people to resonate and know who you are a little bit. So for example, right, top of funnel. Never trust a man who fucking wears red shoes. Fucking throw him off a bridge, right? That's one style. It'd be top of funnel. Or you could just do like B-roll lifestyle videos. Middle of funnel would be something along the lines of like experiences. So it's like peak male experiences Airbnb-ing with your friends, you know, doing that for a year. Or it could be, you know, when I was 15, like, here's my text from when I was younger, and like I was showing my friends how much I wanted a car, and look, I got the car. Bottom of funnel content would be, here's the exact e-com strategy that I use. Here's a fucking ManyChat comment CTA with a lead mag behind it. Or, you know, I almost killed myself when I was 14. Here's how I got out of it. That's very personal. It's either very personal and open and honest or very business and value focused. But I also have content that's very value focused that is top of funnel. So it really just comes down to like, what do you, like, think about it like this. You're scooping people in and you're taking them down a funnel. If I get if I get fucking 80, 90,000 new followers, how can I get them from top of funnel, from knowing about me, going from know to like to trust? So it's like, they gotta know me, then they gotta fucking like me a little bit, at least resonate with what I'm talking about. And then having them trust me is through tacticality content, which is business, like, yo, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then also, they want to know you. Believe it or not, people fucking wonder what your bedroom looks like. They want to know what shoes you have on. They want to know what fucking you ate for breakfast, bro. They want to know what hot sauce you use on your eggs, and do you like them scrambled or fucking hard-boiled. It's like, that is true. People like to see that. I know from experience. So that's like a big thing as well. But it's basically getting people to know you, then like you, and trust you. So that's the easiest way to explain it. Any other questions at all?
You would say just follow pretty much your intuition and make what you believe and show them to people. That's pretty much it.
What was that? Follow your intuition?
So you would say follow your intuition and, you know, show them what you believe so people resonate with you. That's it.
Well, 99% of content comes down to intention. If you want to make content that's super honest to you and you want to articulate yourself in a certain way, that's just how you do it off of camera, then you can do that. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I articulate myself like this 24/7 because obviously I have an audience in front of me. When I'm recording on fucking Instagram, I have an audience in front of me there. So obviously I talk a little bit different. When I'm home or when I'm chilling with my friends, obviously I'm not speaking to the magnitude or the gravity I am now. I guess as far as like, should you be intentional or like, should you be, what was it? I guess your intuition. Should you do I guess, yeah, your own judgment and your own gut is very important. But should you, like 99% of the times is like, how many times, like when I was starting out, bro, content or not content, what I thought was right didn't fucking work. So I really don't think it matters until you have shit that's worked out. Like you got to understand it. Like like I said, the content I was posting, it wasn't I guess my intention, it's all intention. That's all, like the only thing is just intention. What do you want from it? You know, it's like, it wasn't like my intuition wasn't to, I'm going to be honest and speak from an authority or like be very authentic here. It was, let me just fucking farm the metrics and go viral and get followers. That's all it was. So that was my intuition, is that I knew that's what I wanted, so I did it. You see what I'm saying? If you want to be authentic in the content, you can be authentic in the content. It just comes, like, what's the desired outcome? It's like, if you're going to post this kinds of content, what the fuck do you want out of it? Like, you got to reverse engineer it, do proxy goals. What do I want out of it, you know? And then you'll figure out what kind of content you want to post. So, yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Have you balanced going viral and also making sure the quality of your audience is pretty high? Because let's just say if you want to sell a product or a service, most people, like if they're just watching viral content, they're not going to buy it unless.
Well, it comes down to messaging. So if you post, let's say you sell an agency program, let's say it's 25K. You're not going to say how I made 10K today with AI because that's going to attract a bunch of 16-year-old idiots who don't know what the fuck they're doing. But if you post on your caption, you say my 10K AI offer. There's a lot of little specifics that make it that filter it out, right? Like for example, with you, you're not going to say how to make flipping real estate. Who's flipping? No one wants to flip. Flipping is for poor people. You see the fucking wholesale real estate people that Airbnb is a side hustle and make $300 a month. It's not right, you know? So for example, if you run an agency or you have an offer, you're not going to say how I made 10K today with AI. You're going to say how my 10K AI offer. The keyword AI offer. Who the fuck knows what an offer is? Info agency people. So you're targeting that by proxy through the terminology that you're using. So if I hop on the camera and I say your conversion rate, no one in e-com is going to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But if I say conversion rate, dashboard, your CAC, your CAC to LTV ratio, all the e-com guys know what the fuck I'm talking about because of the terminology that I'm using. So that's like a big thing as well. But it comes down to like, you're not gonna go, here's the thing, do you wanna go viral or do you wanna make money or do you wanna do both? You're not gonna find some magic content style that's all 3 in 1 and blah, 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 blah. That's why we have ads, you know? So, yeah. Yeah?
So how do you kind of configure your personal brand and your business brand? Like I have 2 Instagrams going afloat right now, and then I'm working on building my personal brand and then kind of funneling it to my business. And do you have to have like different visions for each one? Like should I set my intention to where like my personal brand is just for virality and the business is for like the income?
Well, I mean, like how related is your business account content to your personal brand account content?
They're polar opposites.
Okay.
Who I am professionally is not who I am in my personal life.
So then why are you trying to funnel it?
I'm not. I'm asking, like,
how would you funnel it?
Because why would I want to go viral without any sort of passive income? Like that, for me personally, like that's not my mindset.
Yeah.
My mindset is to be able to utilize my personal brand in order to be able to make money versus my business providing a service.
Okay, so you're basically asking your personal brand content's more personal. It's more obviously just you. It's authentic, and it might not be as professional in relation to the business account. So are you asking like how to go viral on the personal account whilst keeping the professionalism side on the business account, or?
Yeah, I suppose like I would want to benefit or monetize from my personal brand.
So I mean, I guess it comes down to the content you're posting, but like if you want to keep the business account business, that's all good, right? But if you think that your clients or whatever it may be, you're offering a service, so I assume clients, if you think your clients are going to see your personal brand content and then they're going to stop working with you, that obviously is an issue. So that's a completely different story. But as far as going viral with your personal brand, are you asking how to go viral with the personal brand, or more so how to go viral without taking away from the business?
So she has 2 accounts.
Yeah.
Because if it's more so like how do I go viral on my personal account, I need so much context and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Tell them about your business.
So I provide legal support solutions.
Okay.
I kind of want to like automate it to something similar to LegalZoom. Right now it's a little bit more personal. I actually provide like the legal document assistance. But like what I want to do is set it up so it's just I'm posting content. They know I provide these services. They go to my website, my landing page. They fill out the forms. It creates the document, and we file it with the court or the state or whoever we need to file it with. But it has to be. I followed you, so maybe you can just scope it. But it has to be professional because it's in the legal space.
On the business account.
On the business account.
Yeah.
My personal one, I really like. I don't care to go viral for that purpose unless there's a way for me to monetize from it.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise,
well, it's just a different story. As far as going viral while keeping the professionalism the same, or like keeping it very professional, I'd have to do like an audit on the content and see the style. But I mean, like realistically, do you care about going viral, or do you care about obviously making the most amount of money from it?
I care about connecting with the right people who genuinely need the help.
So it's the same thing with like him and like what I spoke about, like the niche terminology as far as like if you see what I'm saying. So if you don't care about going viral, personal brand account might be a little bit different. As far as the business account, if your entire goal is to obviously make money from it but connect with the right people, you just have to understand, what would these people see? Because if you were a guy who, let's say you're a guy who's struggling to date and you don't know what you're doing and your girlfriend just cheated on you, if you made content, sorry, I'm getting a call. If you made content saying, if you did it and you just labeled their problem, all your 1,000, 2,000 views are going to be people with that exact same problem. So it's more so about like, how are you going to package and message the content properly enough to where every single person that sees your video, it's not going to 1 million views, 100,000 views, it's going to get 4, 5, 6,000, but everyone who sees that is going to resonate with it because they're in the same situation. Because you need to be to where the people who are seeing your content can need your service or need it in the future. I think I'd have to see it and audit, yeah. I'd have to see it, everything in person, the kind of content, blah, blah, blah. But overall, just like through the context you gave me, it's a big thing is just the terminology, the packaging, and the messaging.
Understood.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, it's out? All right. One more question?
Do you recommend keeping your like personal account and business account separate?
Well, what do you do on your business account?
Interior design?
Okay. And then your personal account is just you.
Yes, but I also post a lot of interior design as well.
So then why do you have a business account?
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And more people are
because
gonna hire-
for my projects, like my personal account is still personal, but I do post like projects and like, updates on what I'm doing along with other things. And then I have my business account that's mainly just like design.
Well, if I'm a hired interior designer, I'd most likely want to see, like, you see what I'm saying? You'd probably get the best outcome that you'd want out of, that's why I say, why even have a business account if you're mixing them together in anyways, but it's like, you just need to fully do it, opposed to being like 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. Personally, if I were to hire an interior designer, I wouldn't be like, here's my business account, and then here, you know what I'm saying? Just be a personal brand, because then you're going to get a fuck ton of clients. It's like, here, look how I took this home from this to this. This home looked like this bullshit, and now I made it look super fucking cool. Here's what I did. It's the same reason that people do the realtor videos, or like the house tours. Realtors do house tours in Beverly Hills on YouTube. It brings them clients. So I would say don't even have a business account.
With like a round of applause.
That was just part one. We're just starting. So our next speaker is going to be Sevak. We're going to have him on right now.
How are you guys doing? All right. LA method, the local authority method. I'm going to talk about, the local authority. It's my first, I've done a presentation for real estate media, but I haven't done it for business owners. Usually my calls go one-on-one, so this is very exciting. Hang on with me, right? Like my presentation is going to go through its evolution as I do more of these, but I'm going to talk about everything that I've been through in the last year and 3 months that I started my agency. Compared to these guys, I'm a newbie, although I'm 37, they're like not even 20. So, fun crowd. I love it, guys. All right, let's do it. Let's dive right into it. All right, so I'm going to just cover how to get 10 to 40 leads a day from Instagram for your local business. I focus only locally. We're going to do that by turning Instagram into a funnel. A little bit about me. Founder of Hako Media. I've had, if you're a realtor, you might have seen me every now and then, but I have a real estate media company for the past 7 years. In the last 2 years, I kind of dived into the agency space. I took a content agency that I started with Instagram ads, right? I ran ads and took it to 15K a month MRR in like 3 months, 90 days, and kind of stopped there. I was with a partner, it didn't go, everything fell off. And then I started a coaching offer for real estate media companies. First month in, paid ads nationwide, 30K collected, $600 ad spend. I'm going to throw numbers out there, just kind of, if you guys don't know me, just to, build a bit of value maybe. In the last year and 3 months, I've helped over 80 businesses. All of my business came from Instagram, and, it's very high ticket. Not everyone qualifies to work with us, but all of our business comes from Instagram. So with the LA method, we grew to 10K a month MRR. Like you can go to if you don't follow me, you can follow me. 12,000 followers. I I got 9,000 followers off of the LA method and running the Instagram ads. Paid over $50K for every single follower. But guess what? They're all local. I'm not going viral. I'm not chasing virality. My videos sometimes get 500 to 1,000 views, but my goal is to talk to that one local business owner that I can help. So yeah, like I took basically the strategy and I was like, you know what? I'm going to document this. Hey guys, Sevak here. I'm starting this offer. This is what I'm going to do exactly. Follow my, journey, right? So we scaled to 10K a month MRR in 24 days, 34K a month in 3 months. Last month we did, close to 63K, and all of this business comes from Instagram. So, question: does anyone run Instagram ads here at all? Good, beautiful, love it. We can have more, definitely. So who's here trying to use at least Instagram then as a funnel to get leads? Dylan, good. Love it, guys. Everyone should be raising their hands, guys, right? Everyone should be raising their hands. There's over 3 billion people on Instagram. We're scrolling 3 to 6 hours a day. If you guys are avid Instagram users, you also know that you see a video, might be also Smith's video, right? You might like it and then forget him like 10 seconds later. Like, people forget fast. We all have ADHD on Instagram for some reason. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can bring people back into the conversation so we don't lose that attention. So customers are increasingly turning to Instagram and video content for research before making purchasing decisions, today. And we love to do that with ads, to talk to the people that are actually, interested in this moment in the service that we have to offer. Local businesses, they struggle with lack of strategy. They're depending on referrals still. They don't have a specific conversion strategy. They're just throwing content here and there, hoping to go viral. They boost posts in real estate, right? And then they don't see anything, they stop. Or in any business, you boost a post, you might have even business from it, but then you stop. You're like, it's not working. 2 weeks later, nothing is converting. And then people are relying on Google and Yelp, which is, in my opinion, is becoming old. Every single local business especially that we're working with, is still hustling for reviews. They're, hustling for, they're posting the same images. Every single Google account looks the same. But guess what? On Instagram, there's only one of you. There's only one of you with your face, with your personality. And if you're not putting yourself out there, you're missing out big time. So the LA method is a 3-part funnel. We have a hyper-local ad that we run locally. One ad is responsible, and I'll show you some, a testimonial. So one ad is responsible to bring you the ideal client every day to start following you. And then what we do is we build trust with organic content, like Smith does, right? But very specific, talking to that one ideal avatar. And we run those ads as retargeting ads. Retargeting means every single person that follows us, that's basically, let's say you're targeting realtors, every single person that follows us that's a realtor, the organic content that we make, that I like to make, handles every single objection this person might have to me, right? Let's say, I work with real estate agents, I know every single objection they're going to give me. These videos answer these objections, and I run them as retargeting ads, meaning that this person starts following me because they're interested in marketing. Now they see videos of me answering every single objection. By the time they get on a call with me, they basically have seen everything. Most of the objections have been handled, and it's an easy sale. And most of this will not work if you do not have an appointment setter. Anyone in an info space, anyone in the online world, right? I've gotten into it very late, but I've been very observant. I've gone through a lot of coaching. I've spent a lot on coaching in the last year and couple of months. I've noticed one thing. This strategy has been out there for years. Probably hundreds of millions of dollars online have been collected with this strategy. And there's this one piece that a lot of funnels have. By the way, all the funnels work. There's so many funnels. I think all of them work. You just got to stick to one and actually go really hard at it. In my particular funnel, in a local business funnel, is the appointment setter. The appointment setter is a human being that we usually hire and train from Philippines that messages every single person that comes through from our ad, qualifies them. Those who are interested at the moment, gets them off of Instagram, right? Gets their number, gets them off of Instagram. And those who are not interested at the moment, guess what? They're following you. Every single other strategy, like Google, you don't get to keep the lead. They're shopping around, right? They're calling five other people to shop around. If you're on the second page, especially, they're going to forget about you in a heartbeat. On On Instagram, you get to keep that lead because they're following you. So they're stuck on your page. You can message them. They're going to see your stories. They're going to see your retargeting. So you get to nurture them. And guess what? If you suck at follow-up, all the retargeting ads are doing soft follow-up for you. They keep seeing your face all the time. So that's what I've seen work, honestly, for us, right? Like I have my client, Junk Removal Kit, right now has over 8,000 followers, went from a 10K a month to 30K a month thanks to our strategy. We have Michelle, loan officer. Within the first 3 weeks, we got her 30 consultations, over $6 million in the pipeline, pre-approved. I know one client alone got her over $28,000 in commission. Arnold, if you're looking into the agency space, I've coached this kid, $780 spent. He made over $25,000, which is not a bad ROI, right? Right? Is that
Very good.
with anyone? Yeah.
What's the ROAS on that?
Yeah, ROAS is you guys can do the math. 25,000 divided by 783, around 30, right? So it's not bad. It's not bad. And we've gotten like all over the board from realtors signing $2.3 million listings. Chiropractor going to $1,000 a day. We got Invisalign in 3 days, right? Like all over the board. Doesn't matter. We have one esthetician that has already made over 200K with this strategy in the last 5 months. So how? Let's get into the how, guys. Everything starts and ends with the offer. Whatever your offer is, you got to believe in the offer. You got to take the person that you're going to help from point A to point B, whatever that problem is. You got to solve that for them. That's your offer. Make sure that you can back it up. You can have a fulfillment system. Now, if you're thinking, let's say, for example, like I don't have, let's say, a lot of experience. Where do I start from? Literally, I took people on a journey with my process, like my journey, right? I was like, here I am putting to use the same strategy that I'm going to apply in your business. Let's see what results I'm going to get. I got the results for myself. People got excited. They started hopping on the wagon to actually get similar results. All right. I'm going to blabber through this, guys, but feel free to stop me and say, Seth, shut up. You're talking too much. I've done some comedy. This is the best. Like, if I was to do stand-up here, I swear I would, like, drop the mic and get out of here. I love you guys. So local authority model, like in a glance, right? Instagram one ad that's optimized to get followers. Anyone that follows us from this ad, we consider them a lead, right? Once they follow us, they're basically hit with our retargeting ads, organic content, retargeting promo ads, depending on what type of business you have, testimonial ads, right? What we do then is right when they follow us, this is when they're the hottest. We have the appointment setter reaching out to them. And the goal of the appointment setter is to just qualify them. And then they get them off of Instagram. So you basically have either a paid client, not now, and then if it's not now, then they're in your follow-up sequence, basically. So to start off this whole thing, you want to optimize your Instagram. I'll briefly go over these. I like to have personal accounts more than the business accounts, right? You can sell your business services through your personal, especially if you're posting in both. So I have my personal photo. I think that people buy from people. Forget your logo. Nobody buys from logo. People buy from people. If you want to have your logo in the back, great, but have your face in the profile. Username, put your name, whatever it is, don't care. Over here in this second section, make sure that is optimized for a keyword that's being searched on Google. The bio is optimized. Let's see, we got highlights that, highlights basically the services you offer, the testimonials, the client wins. And then when we come down here, obviously Instagram gives us an opportunity to pin a lot of posts. So I like to use the feed and also the reels. They're all different. So it's client success, it's the ad that I'm running, the service breakdown of what it is exactly that I do. So when somebody comes into my page, they know exactly what it is that I do. What makes a good ad? This is my, case, right? Like a lot of people test a lot of ads until they get to it. We've been in many cases able to get to the ad that actually is a winner from the first get-go. It's straight to the point, either professionally done. These days, iPhone also works. Good sound quality, strong hook. The hook needs to call out your ideal client in the first 3 seconds so the ideal client only listens to it. We have a dentist who's called recently that we filmed who calls out business owners in LA that are making at least 6 figures. Obviously, it's going to be a bit higher, per follower that we're going to pay. But guess what? Like we want every single person that doesn't make 6 figures not to listen to this dentist. We want every single person that makes 6 figures to listen, continue listening to the message. Keep it dynamic. Dynamic meaning like it's not just one shot, like you standing and talking heads. It's maybe walking, and then you say one line, and then you're basically getting a medium shot, pan shot, right? This is a videographer's job, but I like to keep it dynamic for my clients, and also at the same time, sometimes that dynamic doesn't work. Every person is different on Instagram, so I don't want you to be ever disappointed. If it doesn't work, if an ad doesn't work for you, shoot it in a different way. Find your voice. Sometimes it's hard to find it right away. So that's why you want to do, a couple of goes. It might be literally that you just have to sit down and talk. Keep it conversational. You have to test these, right? But don't ever give up on, this strategy. I think that any one of you here, if they run an ad for the next year for at least $1,000 a month, you'll be the best known, agent, whatever institution locally. I'm like confident in this, right? I have clients that I've been working for the last 8-9 months, right? That we were going strong, and every single person when they walk, yes.
I was going to ask, let's just say a lot of people, you see they run the same scripts on ads.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you're different? Because you said you gotta talk.
Yeah, I agree. Look, here's the thing. A lot of agencies might even film the same script. You might work with an agency, they film the same script because it worked for someone else. I would film it. Just like with any agency that gets, someone results, you want the same results, they're going to run similar ads for your company, right? So if, what I'm trying to say is, even if you were to film the same ad, same like verbatim, right? Verbatim, like every single word is the same. Some are going to resonate with you, some are going to resonate with Dylan, some are going to resonate, with Vahe, right? So every single person is going to be, different. They're going to be in their own lane. So I don't honestly look at that much. I've taken 5 junk removal companies and gotten them similar results with the same type of ad. They don't care. Right now, if you guys live in IE or LA, every single person, my colleagues are in HVAC. So every single HVAC business making the same ads. Guess what? They're all winning. They're all winning. At the end of the day, you want to make money. It's all about winning, right? So I don't know. Main ad is what's going to bring you the leads. You want to show your personality in the organic content, in the stories and all that. Let the ad do the job and actually bring you leads. That's all I'm saying, right?
You're saying use the ad to bring in the leads in the sense of whoever that's interested in your services, use your content
Exactly.
to show how you're different.
Exactly. So talk to your ideal client in the ad. That's all that matters. Talk to your ideal client. Yes.
I know when I first found your page, the thing that stood out about you is how you use I don't know if you do that anymore. I haven't seen your ads pop up recently. But you had the really cool AI edits and stuff, the buildings falling and stuff. Is that still where you stand out, or do you not believe in the high paced and the high quality crazy edits anymore?
I do still believe it. I have a lot of friends that do use those types of ads. So usually that's the first type of ad that I do for clients. There's some type of a cool VFX in those first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it's very dynamic.
Okay.
So it keeps the attention.
Yeah, and then my other question was, because my service isn't just local, it's like any realtors.
Yeah.
Does the ad have to be local for it to perform?
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. No, I've launched a nationwide campaign for real estate media companies to coach them, and I was only getting real estate media companies following me. So as long as you call out to the ideal client in the ad, right, and then you're gonna first day you run the ads, you're gonna know if you're actually getting real estate agents, because you're gonna start seeing followers coming through. Because we'll cover in a second. Actually, it's on the next page. Because you're optimizing for followers. How do we optimize for followers? So I'll get to it and then I'll answer any questions. So ad structure, market call out, whoever your ideal client is, call it out. Call out their pain points. What do these people go through, the struggles that they face before they decide to work with you? What are these? You guys know your clients better than I do. What are they going through before they decide to pull the trigger, work with you, right? This is what you're going to use in your ad copy. Desired outcome is what it is exactly that you do for them. They want to know that you can actually get them from point A to point B. Social proof, you want to mention if you have helped 500 families, let's say, I don't know, getting short. Were you doing insurance? If you've helped 500 families protect their future generational wealth, all that, you want to say that you've helped 500 families, right? You want to show the social proof. I had a tint company that said, we've helped, did this car, and then we had over 100 cars that showed up on the screen. So showing that we've actually done this job. We know exactly what it is we're doing. Does that make sense, guys? Social proof?
Yeah.
Call to action for me has always been follow me. Follow me. Not DM me, not go to this website, not, fill out this form. Follow me. Because once they follow me, they're stuck in my ecosystem, right? Then you get to build the trust. All right, so the appointment setting, very simple. Somebody follows you. You want to, right off the get-go, say, hey, I appreciate the follow. Thank you for following, right? They usually start a conversation. If you want to make sure that they respond to you, you want to be human, go to their page. If you can find something you can connect with them, mention that in the DM, right? If you see that they love soccer or they love dogs, whatever, right? And you love that type of a dog, don't be obviously like flattering, but like genuinely be like, hey, I saw the dog, I love it. Like I have a German Shepherd myself, whatever. That raises the chances that they're going to answer you. Once they do, they're like, hey, yeah, sure, of course, I love your content, all that, right? Get right to the point. I saw you followed me from the ad. Are you interested in our service? Right away, get to the point. If they're interested, great, get them off. Usually something, from my experience, I don't have it, but during my presentations I show, many people are interested. They followed you for a reason, if your ad was clear. They're interested, great. What's a good phone number for you? Let's hop on a call. I would like to run you through what it is exactly that we do. Does that make sense, guys? That's our appointment setting strategy. This has worked for lawyers, from chiropractors to all the way to esthetician. Like I was checking the numbers for my esthetician today. Over 90% contacted them from ads that were spending literally $2 or $3 for a day. And I'll show you, that's the retargeting. The retargeting is the most beautiful thing. So we covered that. Retargeting, what does it do? Continuous visibility. You're building familiarity, right? You're becoming unforgettable. They keep seeing you. And you build authority. So nobody's doing this, guys. Once you get all of these local people that you're trying to target in your ecosystem, you can literally spend $1 a day, $2 a day, and just keep on retargeting them for pennies. They keep seeing you literally for pennies. And what do I do in my retargeting? I handle objections. I show social proof, right? There's a client that talks to the client. They're like, yeah, I just worked with Joe, and he helped me with this. I was struggling with this. Testimonial videos. Anything like real estate media space, definitely testimonials would work. Esthetician, what we like to do is just show the before and after, right, of a woman getting their skin tightened, right? That's like Ativa service, new service that he has, literally brand new location. Like he's going viral. He's got close to 14,000 followers in the last 5 months. One of his videos got over 8,000 followers because he went viral. All females inquiring about the service, but guess what? Our ads are still, performing better. We're still having higher conversions than the actual viral video. I don't know why, but it works. Yeah, this is the retargeting ads. Like I said, what I like to do is just, from Meta backend, I go to the ads manager, the audiences, create audience from the Instagram account. Make sure your Instagram obviously is connected. It's going to give you some options. I create separate retargeting audiences. I like to target followers. I like to target visitors, and I like to target DMers. DMers are the hottest ones. If you want to do bottom of the funnel, right, while we were talking, bottom of the funnel of already this is exactly what I do, message me this word, whatever, you could run it only to DMers because these are the people that actually DM'd you, they're interested. And I usually like to include followers too. And then visitors is anyone that watched more than 3 seconds, right? They've basically engaged with your page, but they didn't follow or whatever. They're gonna keep seeing you. They're gonna keep seeing the social proof. They're gonna keep seeing their objections being handled in their mind. And at some point they're gonna follow you or either follow you or message you. And these are some results for different clients, from moving companies to all the way to chiropractor. Adjust. All right, so some action steps. And then we'll go into questions, guys. Was it good? Did I do good?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, cool. I appreciate it. Definitely, fun to be up here. I got into this marketing game quite late. I'm 37, 2 kids, family, everything, right? Like I'm running 8 o'clock curfew. You gotta, put one of the kids to bed. The wife puts the other ones, but I'm still going at it. And I love this space. I love seeing all the, young guys, and I know exactly like the way they're thinking, because it's kind of like few people that you keep on seeing in the same space. It's the same faces that you keep on seeing. You know exactly what it is that they do. And I want every single one of you to be the leader of your space. And you can do that with ads. You can do that with ads. I don't care, like $12,000, especially, I know there's some realtors here. $12,000, that's like $1,000 a month for a year. Commit to it. Locally, within a 10-mile radius, you'll be the best known whatever, your business is in the area. And you're going to do that with main ads and retargeting. You can ask me how much I spend on each. But define your ideal avatar if you don't already know. Get clear on your offer. How do you solve their problems? Film an ad. Do not overthink it. Launch the ad. Start DMing the likers, followers, and commenters on that ad. And launch your retargeting campaigns.
So let's just say if you had to leave everyone here just with one principle that they always remember, what would you say?
One principle?
Yeah.
Be authentic. I think, in this social media space, you just want to be authentic. Don't lie to people. And it's okay if you haven't gotten results yet. Talk about your experience, how you're doing, the same things. Just be authentic is probably like, the one principle that I would say. And it's going to pay off when it comes to ads, when it comes to actually, just making authentic content about yourself, where you at. People resonate with that more. Those are probably some of the videos that I've got that gotten the best results for me, right? Whenever you are the most authentic.
What is the best? Just like trying to go viral or driving ads?
Driving ads. For me, it's driving ads. I don't care. I get my clients started with $30 a day, $25 or $30 a day on the main ad, and then about $5 to $10 divided into like 3-4 retargeting ads, basically a day. So like total of 1,000 to 1,200 is where we start basically.
How much reach does that get you?
The $30 a day depends, bro. The ad itself can underperform if it's not like catchy enough. So it depends. Like my first ad when I launched it, typically the good ads can go upwards of 70 to 100,000 for that probably price range for the month.
What determines it being a good ad?
How broad you go. Broad. Yeah, if you go more specific, like I said in the dentist case, 6-figure, that gets less than if my junk removal guy is calling LA residents, calling out just LA residents. You know what I mean? The dentist could have done the same, could have said LA residents. And I have a dentist who said it, and he actually has a far more reach.
Well, what measures it doing good though?
The actual followers you get, and then when you start conversation, you actually understand. So I've helped Tina from Lions with recruiting, and she did pretty good with recruiting.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I had another kid back then that, like right now, my service, I do help you with hiring and training the appointment setter. Back then, I used to not do that, but then I realized every single business owner is busy. You guys are all busy. You guys, that's the number one place where you're going to drop the ball. So you want someone on your Instagram working, messaging everyone, following up on your behalf, basically. Yes, what's up?
A few questions. Why do you only do Instagram? Why not Facebook as well?
My ideal avatar is all Instagram. Like I said, bro, every single strategy works. Every single one. Someone might come and say, Sev, why are you doing a follower funnel? Do a DM funnel. Yeah. It freaking works.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Send them to a VSL funnel. It works. VSL, it's a longer video. And if you've never actually filmed the video, it's freaking hard. Yeah. You don't know how you're going to, you have to test a couple of VSLs to get a solid VSL. Yeah. Mine is Instagram. Okay. That's the simple answer.
Pick one thing and stick with it.
Yeah.
And my other question is the common thing for running ads for the first time is a 7 days A/B split test or whatever. If you're testing an ad to work, what's your rules for that? You just do you want to run 3 creatives with like a testing budget for 7 days and see if it performs, or what do you do for that?
You know, I actually run it directly from Instagram. I don't care how you run an ad. The ad itself, it doesn't matter if you put the interest, Advantage Plus, I turn off all that Advantage Plus, all that bullshit, so that I control the radius that it shows. It's about the ad copy. If you're calling out the ad copy, the algorithm is smart. It's going to actually start showing it to people that are, let's say, you know, someone that junk remove are the people that have junk, or someone that has 6 figures are the people that have 6 figures most likely. You know what I mean? You have to let it go through a learning phase, which can take, you know, upwards of 10 days, 14 days sometimes. But in my case, with this strategy, you should see results right after get-go. Once you launch the ad, you should start seeing followers coming through, and then you can judge really quickly through the quality of the followers. In your case, you will start seeing a lot of realtors start following you. Yes.
How important do you think the creative it is? Like, let's just say the ad creative versus the ad copy.
From my experience, again, like it comes down to, it's different from one person to another, bro. The copy is more important than the creative. I've had the same VFX style, you know, with one loan officer, didn't perform, brought her back, stood her in one location. I said, don't move. Gave her the line. She repeated back, crushing it to this day. One ad, over 8,000 followers. And she started with 300 followers. Yes. Sorry, I had one. Let me just grab that real quick and then I'll get to it.
Question. Next week, actually, I'm going to be filming the advertisement, pretty much knocking on all the things that you said. The typical,
Beautiful.
You know, rotating video where you're walking, talking.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be for 3 cities that I want to do business in primarily.
Okay.
And you're saying that type of advertisement, even though to somebody that's not looking at it as in depth, they would say that it's very similar to other videos. It's going to work as long as I advertise it properly and I have the redirecting advertisements, in your opinion?
I think so, bro. Because some are going to like your face more than another person's face. You're real estate, right? You're not going to be able to run 3 different cities, unfortunately. You're going to put special category, minimum 15-mile radius. But as long as your copy is good, you know, you're good.
I have enough social proof to where I'm confident in my results, where if somebody was to film that video, I know that I'm going to be able to outperform them just from the results that I share.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it's just kind of that thing of I'm thinking of if I should have that budget every single month and just run it for the year.
Run it, bro. Run it, because, again, it's if you guys ever work with agencies, it's a short and disappointing road, man. At some point, you stop. At some point, you stop. People literally, if you guys are, you know, like mainly maybe our Instagram users, most of you, we have ADHD on that thing, man. You scroll, you like, you save, you never, when's the last time you get back, like, I don't know about ladies, but like, when is the last time you went back to like a saved post? Because
all the time.
I know you guys do. I'm sure you do. That's why I said it. I put it out there. I put it out there. I love it. That's why. I think the best way to judge that is go off of like your personality. At the end of the day, I work with 80 clients. I want to work with clients these days that I love working with. And I have picked a few clients that were my favorite from the bunch. And I tried now with my ad copy, talk to only those types of clients. Right? So like that's my, like this strategy is evolving. If you talk to me in 6 months, it's going to be a different strategy. Like, you know, it's like it continues to evolve. I'm an agency, right? Like agency model is the best model out there. Like if you guys are, any of you is thinking of starting an agency, like you grow so fast, you get results so fast if you do things right. And then, you know, the drop is even faster and usually very painful. Some of them go through it and they're able to go, you know, continue. But like that drop is really, you know, yeah, not pretty. What's up, brother?
My question, one of my biggest problems with the realtors that I'm working with right now, I mean, like thank God it's happening, but they're getting too many leads, they can't even reply to it and stuff. So, because you said like they're busy and stuff.
Okay.
So, are you able to provide like setters for realtors? Because I know there's a lot of legal problems with that. Like you can't have them talk about negotiating and stuff. Like,
yeah, you don't want to get into. If you guys ever like, if you do end up hiring an appointment setter, their job is to just very like vague face value, get their number, so you can talk to them in person. Yeah. So don't get into the negotiation unless you want to coach them on it, but. I have a video on my page that literally shows you how to go and hire one. If you scroll a little bit down, yeah. Virtual assistants, Philippines. Yeah.
Last question. So I tried to run ads, right, in the past, and I was getting like random followers, like I don't know, robots and stuff like that. You know?
What kind of ad was it? What do you do? Like give me a bit. Commercial real estate. Okay.
Yeah. So it was like, was I?
I need to see the ad copy. But what did you do? Did you boost it? How did you go about it? Okay. And did you turn off anything?
I was trying to see, like, is that going to be always, like, you know, when you say, like, you're going to get, like, I don't know, 1,000 followers, so, like, 500 followers, is that going to be, like...
Forget followers first.
It's going to be, like, I don't know, like, robots and stuff.
No, it's not. It's not. But you got to make sure you turn off Advantage Plus and all that to make sure that it's local, and the ad copy has to be very clear, right? So, obviously, you might get some shit followers like that, right? But like if you see a lot of it, just turn it off. Maybe something is being done wrong, in my opinion. But like Google everything, all that. Like I said, doesn't guarantee your face is seen. You're gonna be basically compared to others with this strategy with the retargeting. Even if let's say your ideal client didn't follow you, they watched the ad, you keep on retargeting them. They're gonna at some point, reach out to you, right? So, and you're in a space in any real estate, right? Like even you spend $12,000, you get one client, you're already like double, triple in LA on your ROI. So, I have to see the ad copy. You're welcome to send it to me, bro. I'm sure there was something there.
Let's give Sevak a round of applause.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
I'm sure you guys see his face every day on your ads.
No, you do. Like, did you put not interested?
So guys, this is my friend David. He's gonna put you guys on TikTok automation. It's a very new thing, so maybe not a lot of guys know about this, but he's gonna teach you guys about it, and it's very, very interesting. So David, the stage is yours. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. So, hi, I'm David, I'm 21, and just real quick, it's not going to be as beneficial to some of you guys' businesses specifically, like it was for Smith talking about content or Sevak talking about ads. This is more of a completely different business model, but if you know how it works, there's literally zero reason you should be making a shit ton of money with this, more than you're making with whatever you're doing right now, because every single gold rush that ever happens has the exact same timeline. That nobody knows about it. The right people get in early, and then it gets oversaturated. It becomes very difficult to do. So this is in those very, very early stages right now. So just real quick, who here, first of all, has TikTok? I'm assuming every single one of you doom scrollers. All right. Now, who has seen these annoying TikTok shop videos with the little orange cart links over here, people trying to sell you some shit? Yep. Put not interested. I know. Now, just real quick, what is TikTok Shop Affiliate? To those of you that don't know, or at least don't know how it works, literally Amazon meets TikTok Shop. So we have let's say a brand. They list their product on TikTok like they would own Amazon, but now instead of it being recommended organically through the search results, you have somebody like a creator like you, for example, or me, making videos for it. They get the product, they make a video, they put the little link at the bottom left, somebody clicks on here, it's a little 2-click process to buy the product. They made it stupid easy. You receive a commission that goes straight to your bank. So very simple process, and we found a way to automate this entire process with AI, so you don't even have to do anything once it's fully running. You literally do not have to touch it. I myself right now have 11 accounts running, 9 of them are profitable. We just started 2 brand new ones, and I haven't touched a single, I'm not even logged into half the accounts. I haven't touched it in probably the last 2 months. So just a little bit about me to give you guys some context, how I even dabbled into this. I'm the founder of TikTok Shop AI Automation. We discovered this about 6 months ago, how we can actually automate the entire system. If somebody else in the space tells you that they do TikTok Shop AI Automation, they started it, they're full of shit, because nobody is able to do this successfully, because everybody gets banned. And I myself have 2.5 years of experience on TikTok Shop. I used to make videos actually showing my face. I've made about $3.5 million in sales at this point. My clients alone in 2025 I generated over $4 million. We can't even track that, to be honest, probably more. But again, I used to do this exact kind of content myself. That's my face responding to somebody's comment talking about this little fucking car product, right? The problem is I had to show my face, I had to speak, I had to record my own videos, I had to edit them, I had to post them, I had to do everything myself. I needed the product on hand. So I was capped by resources because if I want to test more product, I have to buy more product, I have to spend more money, I have to wait for them to come, and I'm capped by time because there's only one of me. I can record videos for 12 hours a day, okay, sure, and edit and do everything. There's only so many accounts I can run, maybe 3, while it's still efficient without dropping quality. Now, with AI, you don't need to show your face, you don't need to speak, you don't need to record, edit, or post anything. It can literally all be fully automated. You don't have to do jack shit once it's fully running. And you're not capped by resources because, again, you don't have to spend your money on products. Imagine if you wanted to test 100 products a week and every product is like $50 to $200. How much money is that 100 products a week? Where the fuck are you going to put all those products? With AI, you just test it. It doesn't work? Cool. It doesn't matter. You didn't buy the product. It doesn't fucking matter. And it is fully outsourceable. It does not require you. You can run unlimited accounts. Imagine I was making these videos myself. I can now run 11 accounts myself, posting 20, 30 times videos on every single account. Just do the math on how many videos that is per day. That is insane. Plus product research, plus everything else. Now, I broke the system down into 4 pillars, just so it's real easy to understand, because again, I know this is kind of new to a lot of you, so I want to go through everything step by step because this is just kind of in a nutshell. Obviously, I'll be here for 5 hours if I'm breaking down the entire system. But first of all is understanding bottom of funnel. I know Smith kind of went over the sales funnel. It is a little different for TikTok Shop. I'll go over it in a second. But a bottom of funnel video is a low effort 10-second video that looks like this. This is AI, by the way. That's not real. It's a fake Costco background. And they're 10 seconds. You put text on screen actually selling the sale. So if you wait until today, you absolutely won because this price is so fucking low. And this is the sale funnel for TikTok Shop. So the videos that you're doing are right here. And I'll kind of break down every single part of it and explain why we want to stick to over here. So top of funnel is awareness. You're making videos for absolutely everybody to see that get millions and millions of views, but your conversion rate is way worse, right? So let's say you're promoting like whitening strips. You might, like if you're promoting to guys, you might say, you get no bitches because your teeth are yellow, right? And that applies to everybody, for example. Now, a middle of funnel, somebody might say or comment, I have sensitive teeth, I don't know if I can use whitening strips. I've used them in the past, they didn't work. And you make a video responding to that comment saying, if you have sensitive teeth, these are the only whitening strips that will work, etc., that won't actually hurt. There's way less people that are interested in that video, but it's going to convert way more. So for 10 million views, you might get 1,000 sales and get a sale per 10,000 views. But for this, you might get 1 million views, but you will still get a sale per 5,000 views. So even though you made less money here, the conversion rate is still better, right? So let's say this video got 10 million views, and I'll explain how later. It will be converting at 2 times this rate. And now a bottom of funnel video is just selling the sale. Whoever sees your bottom of funnel videos, they already know what the product is, right? They've already seen it. They have a reason to buy it. They just actually need a reason, like a sale or something to push them over the edge. These videos don't apply to a lot of people. They might get like 1,000 views at most. Most of the time, like 200 views. But they're going to get 1 sale at least. And that is the best conversion rate. And you might be asking, why the fuck would I do something that gets me 1 sale when I can go viral and make this much money? Well, I'll explain that in a second. So GMV max is the simplest explanation. So before, the way it worked on TikTok, take a big brand. How many of you know like Shark or Ninja stuff for your kitchen, etc., like blenders? Big company, huge brand, millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. Let's say, take a random number, you have $100,000 to spend on ads. Before, they got to pick which videos receive the ad spend. So they like, this creator is going viral with our product. Let's run ads on their video. Now the way it works, the same brand has the same 100K. They have to give that money to TikTok. Funny. And TikTok has an AI algorithm that automatically determines which videos convert the best. So now this video right here that got 1,000 views, because it was the first one to get the sale, it can now have ads ran on it. The brand's going to spend their own money pushing your video because it converts well. Now the same video might get 1 million views, except look at how many sales, because it's converting at the same rate the entire time. So instead of going viral, being a monkey, trying to dance in front of the camera, get views, you can just use the brand's ad spend. And no, Smith, that's not the context of the monkey. So the most important part is going to be the product research. This is the pillar 2. You want to find a big brand like Shark, Ninja, etc., but a product that's unsaturated. And those 2 things contradict each other, because if a brand is big, everyone and their mom is going to be on those products. So how are you going to find something that's unsaturated? Well, that is why I created the product sniping strategy. I'll go over it in a nutshell in a second, but you also want to make sure you're getting high commission, so you're not getting like 3% per sale, because obviously you're going to have to scale way more sales. You want something that's like 20, 25%, etc. But pretty much, Calidata is the website we use, and I have a lot more that info that goes in more depth on my YouTube and shit about this. I'm not gonna be here just kind of looking for products because I can just screen share on the computer and just show you how to find these products. We're just gonna be here for 5 hours, but I just look at the last week, something more recent. I look for products that whose revenue growth rate is fucking increasing. Like they have a lot of traction right now. All this means is that in the last week, their revenue went up by at least 50%. So if the product was doing 100K, it's now doing at least 150K. So it has a lot of momentum right now. But there's still less than 200 people on these products. Tomorrow, there might be 1,000 people in that product because a lot of people see it on their For You page or a lot of people see it on the recommended. But right now, you're able to make a video on it because you don't need the product. You don't have to wait for it to come to your house, make a video in a week, the product is oversaturated. You can have an AI video within 5 minutes and snipe that product and snipe that before it's saturated, and you're faster than everybody else. So that's literally all you do. You put in these filters, you look for these products, and then what you want to make sure is that the videos posted with this product, and this will come up when you click on the product. You want to make sure they have this, it might be small, you guys might not be able to see it, little purple ad icon. That means the brand is actually running ads. So it's good. If the brand is not running ads, the product is useful for you. And once you found your product, let's say like a couch, you just take the picture, you paste it into an AI video generator like Kling, for example. Give it a simple prompt like panel zoom on the product and put it in a living room. And within 2 minutes, you're gonna have a video ready. You download the video, take it to TikTok, say it's like 65% off, 5 hours left, put the name of the product. That is your whole video. It is stupid easy. It's as simple as this. This video, see right here, got 4 likes because it was just posted. But this video can literally gain momentum and go viral and get tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views and still convert at a sale per 200 views, sale per 500 views, etc. It's not gonna go viral in the beginning. You're literally hijacking the brand's ad spend. So you don't have to spend a penny. All you have to do is just spend money on making the videos, which is like a few cents per generation. So realistically, you're gonna be spending, if you're doing this across multiple accounts, you're gonna be spending like $100 a week, which is realistically, you're gonna make it back in your first half a day. But with AI, you have speed and you have volume. You are faster than everybody else. It doesn't matter who's better, it's about who's first. If you're the first one to make a video on a product with a lot of ad spend, you're gonna get all the ad spend. It doesn't matter if your video is better than somebody else's later when you come in, if all the market share is already taken. And then you have volume. You can post across, again, I told you guys, I have 9 profitable accounts, 11 accounts that we're currently running. I cannot do that by myself. Like I simply, as a person, don't have enough of me to be doing that every single day. But right now, we're running 11 accounts, and I'm not logged in to most of them. I have not checked on it. I just check in with my virtual assistant for like literally an hour a week, making sure everything's running smoothly. Oh, account got banned here? Okay, let's replace this account. Let's keep scaling. So I am making more money every single week without doing anything at this point. It's gonna take some effort to set up in the beginning. You should make the videos and run the accounts yourself in the beginning, make your first few $1,000s. But once you do, just automate the whole process and you don't touch it. It just keeps scaling. And obviously, it's not gonna be as easy forever. It just right now is an insane fucking period of time where you can just get in and make a lot of money before anybody else finds out about how to mix AI and positioning yourself to receive that ad spend from all of these brands. And finally, again, you outsource. So you can go to Magic VAs, you can go online Jobs PH, or we also in our database for our clients have trained virtual assistants who already know how to make these videos. They already know how to edit these videos. They know how to find these products. They do everything for you. So once you're making money, we just place the assistant in your business. So that's also an option. And again, it's infinitely scalable. These are all the accounts that we're currently running, for example. These are all videos on those accounts. So one person physically could not do that. And just for some client results, so you see what this actually looks like, at least the timeline. This is John. This is a pretty average result. He started posting. He joined the beginning of March, I think. Yeah, March 7th. He made his first sale on his second day of doing this, right? On day 5, he made $100 in commission, and he was doing this himself, right? This was day 19. He was hitting $700 profit days. And these are sales, $7,900 in sales, $700 in profit. And then by the end of his first month, he made $12,000 in profit, which is insane for your first month. That's off a single account. He now has 4 accounts, and he literally just hired a virtual assistant that's about to start running the whole thing. So within 2 months, he should be doing 60, 70 grand a month minimum, which is absolutely insane how quickly he can scale this thing. And again, we have hundreds of students. I have like hundreds of wins on my stories, a bunch of testimonials on my YouTube. Feel free to go watch those. But that is pretty much the entire system. So. And I know I just kind of speed ran through that whole thing. So if you guys have any questions, please. Yeah.
So Are you taking any type of random product? So you have the 11 accounts, which are new. How many items, how many different products are being sold on each account? And then obviously you're selecting them, but is there like if I open up a random TikTok and I see a bunch of all these like random products, like I'm not gonna really be interested versus like if it's like niche and I'm like, oh, okay, they have this in different versions or whatever, I'd probably be more drawn to it.
Yeah, so to answer that question, look, so whenever you're going on TikTok to buy these products, especially from bottom of funnel videos, the whole point is that they're bottom of funnel. The people that see that video, TikTok has a really smart algorithm. So the people that see that video, they have already seen that product before. They know they want it. They have a reason to buy it. They just literally need a sale or something to push them over the edge. So you might, let's say it's AirPods, random product, right? You're really thinking, I don't have headphones for the gym. I'm so tired of using these wired headphones. I want to buy AirPods, but I don't feel like spending $250. And all of a sudden you see a video, AirPods for $150. Like they're on a massive discount. You're gonna go buy it, right? It's just a little thing to push you over the edge because you already know you want the product. So it's not really for people shopping through things. It's people that already know they need something like that.
And then you have different products. Like, so you go through and you select your product based on what you just showed us.
So you don't have to niche down. If you're running like maybe a couple accounts, you can literally just post anything and everything. We have clients doing that and they're making money because, again, TikTok doesn't really care if you niche your account, especially if it's bottom of funnel. They know who to push the videos to. But what we do with 11 accounts is way better for us to niche it. We have furniture. We have one for strictly like just women's makeup, serums, etc. That one also rips. We have an account for literally just Shark and Ninja products because those two brands are doing insane right now. There's a brand that resells them, QVC. So those are the three brands we only have on that account. That account also does really well. But you only really niche if you're doing this at scale. You don't have to do it in the beginning. You can just post anything and everything as long as the products fit the criteria. They buy a big brand, but they don't have a lot of people on them because that big brand is spending millions of dollars in ads every single month. You want to receive that ad spend. But if a product has, let's say, 700 people in the last day or the last week, right? Let's say they all post like 3 to 5 videos. It's like 3,500 videos in a single week. Respectfully, your 5 bottom of funnel videos are not going to outperform 3,500 videos. So you're trying to find products with a lot of money behind them with very little competition.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Please.
So for the AI videos, I know to use the AI apps. And what do you recommend us like typing in the AI app to like for it to give us like those kind of AI videos like that you showed us
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a few examples of kind of things you want to have and not have. You can really use a simple prompt. Let's say you have a blender, right? Because you want to match the setting of the product to whatever the product is. Like if it's a couch, you're not going to put it in a kitchen, you know what I mean? But let's say you have a blender. You can say, panel zoom in the product so there's actual movement in the product because TikTok gives you violations for just having a still image. And panel zoom the product and put it on a nice kitchen island or a marble kitchen island. And now you have a setting where it did that. Or you have a couch, put it in a Tuscan living room. Just something random to describe the background and tell it to make sure you say to panel zoom or do some kind of a zoom or movement of the camera so there's actual movement. Just things to stay away from, the product has to always be still. Sometimes when you do like vacuums, they start moving around, like if it's a Roomba or whatever. You want to make sure to tell it, keep the product still. And also stay away from water and fire because TikTok for some reason doesn't like those two and it flags it. So keep things away from like pool and fireplaces. If you're promoting a fireplace, just have the fire off. Those are kind of the two main things to stay away from.
Fitness too, right?
What about fitness?
The transformations before and afters.
Yeah, but you don't really do that with AI because, again, these are bottom of funnel videos. So if you're promoting a product that helps with weight loss, you don't have to mention it. You just say, this product, because the person already knows what it is on sale.
Okay, so do you think it's a good idea for us to like, because I've seen people do like AI videos that you showed us, but there are people that I see that do AI videos of like a fake person going like, oh my god, like when they show the product, like do you think that's like okay or like?
I prefer to keep people out of videos just because, again, TikTok is so weird with their policies on AI people, and a lot of the time they just come out looking uncanny. So I personally tell my clients, and I do it myself, to stay away from people. Also, those videos just take longer to create. It's just one of the styles of bottom of funnel. There's multiple styles you can go with. It's just whatever converts the best. It's honestly personal preference. Like, it doesn't have to be the style I showed you earlier, which just a panel zoom. You could just put some B-roll, something nice, put a text on screen, and then switch to the product, for example, right?
How often you change the product?
Every single day, we're testing multiple products. I think across all the accounts, we're testing over 150 products a day. So it's a daily product research process. So we do it two ways. We have the VAs doing it manually, like they look through Calculator, they look through TikTok, find anything that meets the criteria, and they test it. They look at other people as well who are doing similar styles to us and seeing what they're performing with and trying to snipe anything they're hopping onto. And then 3, we're still testing and playing around with it, and it's working really well so far. But we set up an AI automation where it literally has specific criteria, so it snipes those products by itself. It's on Claude, it's on Mac Mini, it's running 24/7, it's constantly looking for stuff, and it's feeding it to our database. So because it's like a product sniping strategy where tomorrow it might be oversaturated, we have to switch products pretty much every single day. So yeah, it's an ever-changing process. Please.
Sorry, is there any app that you would recommend for making those AI TikTok shop videos?
We use Clink 2.6. They have like different versions, 3.0, 2.6. Clink 2.6 seems to be the best. You can go on like Hicksfield and stuff and just use Clink through there. Again,
Clink, you said?
Yeah, just Kling. It's the simplest, and majority of our students use it. We have some advanced ones that go into other content, like other video generators, and spend more money to create their videos to be looking better. When you're doing this in the beginning, especially, you don't want to be spending so much money on credits to generate videos. Clink gets the job done. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, according to the data that you have, who are the people buying from these? Is it your older generation, your younger generation, more women or more men?
Again, it's whatever the product is. It's targeted towards the people that want it. So if you need a couch, who's shopping for couches online? Probably moms that need a couch and moved into a new place. You know what I'm saying? If it's a men's wallet, maybe a wife is buying it for her husband, etc. If it's clothes, maybe a guy like if it's a men's shirt, maybe a guy like it. You know what I mean? It's just what the product is. The videos so I explained earlier, there's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. The top of funnel and middle of funnel videos do all the work for you. They sell the person and they find the right person for that product. All you're doing is converting the people that didn't buy from those videos. Of course.
Anybody else? You're testing, so you said you have like 10 different accounts, but you said you're testing like 100 of different products.
That's across all the accounts, yeah.
Is it like a brand per account or?
No, right now we're doing niches. We have a furniture account where it's just furniture. It's any brand of furniture. I think we have like over 150 brands on there per month or something we're testing. Again, those are random numbers. It's just whatever happens to pop that month. Beautiful. Anybody else? I think we're done.
So David, I want you to kind of run them over, because I've seen your transformation since last year, because he's been in business for a while, and I've seen his progress this past year. So from a mindset perspective, I think it's very, very important, no matter what you guys do in any business, who you are as a person, also on a mental level, that's what makes a difference. Any business model works. I'm sure there's plenty of guys here, you guys are in different businesses, and there is money and success in all of them. So the only difference is who you are and how you think, right? So David, like I've seen him personally, like go through the transformation. So run them over. What are the fundamentals that actually got you there?
In the Bible, for example, there's a couple verses. There's one verse, Mark 11:24, that says, "When you pray, believe you've already received it, and it shall be yours." Right? A lot of people read that, it flies over their head, they keep going forward. I read that a year ago, and I was also learning into manifestation. I was getting to it, and at this point, I failed so many business models, just putting in so much work, 10, 12-hour days, nothing was working. So I'm like, okay, it all comes from my mind. Let me develop my mind. What that actually means is you need to literally already believe that you have what you're asking God for. So let's say you guys want your business to do well, right? Whoever is in real estate, or you want to get a client, for example, you need to walk around and genuinely delusionally believe like you already have that thing. You might not have it. You look like a retard to everybody else because you're just delusional. But in your head, you got to genuinely believe you already have it. Whenever you're praying to God, you got to thank Him for the things that you want. Thank Him for the things that He has already given you, even though you don't have them physically. Because everything is metaphysical. Everything is in your mind. Everything is mental. Like anything you put your emotion to will manifest if you put your emotion there consistently. Because what is emotion? Energy in motion, right? And anything you give your energy will manifest right in front of you. It's just a delayed effect. So if you got to start looking at life as a cause and effect. If you're not getting the results that you want, everything physical, like you guys sitting in this room right now, this is a result of something. This is an effect of something. Something you did throughout your life, throughout the last month, throughout the frequency you were in the last month, the last 2 months, whatever, caused you to end up right here, right? This is an effect of something. Same thing for Arin. This was probably successful, but he already saw this happening months ago. He already envisioned exactly how it's going to happen, etc. And now it's unfolding right in front of his eyes because he was on the right frequency. It is the same thing for anything that you guys want. Visualize to the T. What life do you want? What do you want to achieve within your business? Not something broad. I want to make more money. Specifics. Because your mind doesn't understand broad. Your mind only understands specifics. And every day, walk around, not just when you wake up, or meditate and do your fucking wudu shit. Like that's all gay bullshit. Every second of the day, you have to be aware of the life that you want. And constantly be in that state of somebody that already has it. Like, for example, the car I drive right now, I've been wanting for such a long time. I'm just really into cars. I've really been wanting the fucking Porsche. Right now, I get into the car. I'm not going, holy fuck, this car is so fucking insane. No, like I already know that I put in the work. I was able to get this car. It feels normal to me, but I also have a certain level of confidence because that car kind of demonstrates something. It demonstrates a certain amount of work that I've done. So I understood that from an early point that I'm not going to every single time I get in the car go, holy fuck. So I acted like I was already driving that car. I was getting out of a shit Toyota acting like I was already driving that car. And you have to do that with absolutely anything. And the more you can be, if you take anything from this, you as a person only have so much energy that you can put into something, and everything is energy. We as people are energy, this room is energy, this event is energy. Me, right now, presenting to you guys, this is energy. This is me choosing to put my energy into this, right? You as a person only have so much of it. So if you're not getting the results that you want, check your focus. See what are you focused on. You might be focused on your mom, on your dad. You might be focused on the gym over here. You might be focused on this hobby over here. And if your focus is spread across 5 different places, 20 different places, you're going to progress, but slowly in every single one. If you want something to progress insanely fast, you have to put the most energy you can into there. And what is that focus? You focus your energy into it. So if you're not getting the results that you want, just check where your focus is at and just walk around as if you already have the result that you want from that thing. And that's kind of how I can put it in a nutshell.
Perfect.
Arin put me on the spot, so I tried to dabble in as much information as I could.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother, for inviting. Pleasure.
Of course. Guys, take a deep breath. We got like one more speaker, Mr. Ariyan. Let's go. Come on, man, let's go. It's funny, we both have the same government names, Ariyan. So
he's with the Y, mine with the I.
Yeah.
Can you give a random applause for Arin?
Thank you.
One thing I want to kind of recognize for all of us, we were gathered on a Saturday. I always believe in like there's a certain percentage of people that separate themselves from the crowd. So I just want you to, recognize that you could have been anywhere on a Saturday evening with any kind of people or any gather of crowds of people, but we chose to be here. And I know we're talking about different things today, but at the end of the day, we all have the same intention of wanting to grow, we know more and better is always out there. And then to me, one of my beliefs in business has been, I've been in business 8 years now. I came to the States 13 years ago from Iran, and crossed borders, locked up at in Istanbul for like 3 months, a month in an airport jail in Ukraine, 3 months in Greece. You walk so much your thighs are bleeding. So that's what it took to bring us here, and thanks to my mom. So also your reason is has to really move you to wanting to like reach who you want to reach. And at the age of 18, I got introduced to the business through some gal I met at a tutoring center, and just locked in. And to me, I don't buy into companies, I buy into people, because companies do not define people, but people define companies. So I found good leadership, and I locked in with my leadership with Johnny. 20 years in the business. The guy has 1,400 agents in the financial services space, driving mass distribution, and locked in with him roughly 8 years ago when I was 18. Barely spoke English, barely knew anybody, but I was willing to do whatever it takes to win, right? So you give the loser everything to win, they will still find a way to lose. You give the winner nothing to win, and they'll find a way to win, right? So I'm a very big believer on that. I think it's a mental game. 90% is why, 10% is how, right? 90% is why, 10% is how. So, but right now we have 3 offices, one in Las Vegas, which is the fastest growing office out there. Then we have an office in Orange County, which I'm in charge of, but this is one of our branches in Northridge. And we have an office in Hawaii. Don't ask me how we ended up there, but pretty blessed. Every quarter I'm out there. I haven't touched the sand, and that's pretty crazy. But we have another 30 plus agents or so out there, and then now my team has gotten so big where we're writing cases in Virginia, Florida, Houston, Atlanta, Georgia, and then because there was a system in place that has led us into an unknown market, and an unknown market is the unlimited market. And we do it a lot through inspirational marketing and relationship building and building it naturally. So we're pretty blessed. God's blessed us, but the best is yet to come. It's like I went from, I walked out of the school and I said the same 4 years I'm going to put into school learning and not earning. Let me go into business. I've learned so much more, and I would have been okay not earning, which I have. So. But
until you do your settings, let's just give hands for yourself guys here, because you could have been at a club wherever, but you guys are here. So.
Yeah, so just want to give you guys kind of our approach when it comes to kind of the approach that you're able to take when it comes to wealth creation. I think money does give us a certain level of confidence. You know, when you don't got it, you're mentally not right. When you got it, you're mentally right. Like mental health has some type of effect on whether us having money or not. So we take the approach of, current thinking when it comes to general society is they budget their savings rather than budgeting their spending. Because it's not a matter of what you make that counts, it's a matter of what you keep. Right? How many of you guys have heard that, right? It's a matter of what you keep at the end of the day, not much what you make. A lot of people make a lot of money, but they're not good at keeping it, right? So we want to make sure that a lot of people prioritize spending over prioritizing saving money. So we want to just get them to get into the habit. Like if you want to get in shape, what is the number one thing you got to do? You got to allocate a certain percentage of your day to just showing up. Then what you do after, it just trickles effect. You find the workout, whatever it's going to happen. So to me, I want to just get people in the habit of just understanding now as you make more, you're going to save more. Right? If you're making $500,000, let's say $150,000 goes to taxes, $200,000 goes to taxes, knowing that you got a good CPA. And you're living on $120,000, and then you're saving $150,000 a year. That's a bigger percentage because you're making more. But to me, I believe whether somebody's making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, they really can prioritize that 10%, right? There's not much. How do I say this? Out of the 100% paycheck, if you just allocate 90% to spending and 10% to savings, it doesn't affect your lifestyle as much. Right? It's just the money slipping between the cracks. Second thing that we want to help people understand is the rules of money. So I'm very big on, you go into business, right? You go from an employee to becoming self-employed, because self-employed is single-handed though. Then you become a business owner where your business people, they have systems in place and they're not just good at putting themselves to work, they're good at putting others to work, right? That's called multi-handed, right? So, but eventually, as you start to make a lot of money, you want to work the money. The money, eventually, your making money should make more money for you than your business does. Does that make sense? That's where the rule is at. So knowing how to work the money, now what wealthy people do, guess what? Without moving a finger, they're making $2-3 million a year, right? Because they made a lot of money in business, and then they saved a lot of it. They prioritized saving money, and then now they have security. So why they wanted to save that money? Because they wanted to have security. So understanding compounding interest, Albert Einstein could have called anything the eighth wonder of the world, but he called compounding interest the eighth wonder of the world, right? Which, if I were to show you, then the second thing is the risk effect on money. So I could go position my money in different institutions. So if I go put my money in fixed accounts, these are accounts that are CDs, money markets, bonds, checking, savings. Then you got these variable accounts, which are your securities or equity markets. So you got stocks, mutual funds, 401ks, Roth IRA, IRAs. Then you got your index accounts, which these are manufactured by insurance institutions that manufacture investment contracts, which I'll show you some case studies of my clients that have $44,000 over the last 2 years with some of their retirement accounts that they have rolled over with me while having guarantees of never losing money. So when the market goes up, they capture the upside of the market, but anytime the market were to go down, there are contractual guarantees that are put in place to protect them from the downside of the market, where they're able to do the, capture what I would capture in the S&P 500 right here, but if the market were to decline, I have contractual guarantees. Then one of the things, as I'm growing my money, I got to understand where I'm allocating it and how my money is going to start to get taxed. So you got these tax now accounts. I'm OCD. Yeah, you should laugh. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. You guys with me? Yes? Yes? Give it some energy. Okay, we're here for you, right? So we got these tax now accounts. So these are all the accounts like checking, savings, CD, stocks, mutual funds. So if I have any earned money, growing any money in these accounts, I pay taxes as their ordinary income on a year-to-year basis. Then you got these tax later accounts. These are all of the retirement accounts. They're named differently, but they function the same way. What happens is the employee, and there's 7-8 trillion, like a lot of money is in these accounts, and you could actually capture it. I'll show you how. But when it comes to these tax later accounts, the employee that gets offered an employer benefit chooses to percentage of their income, and some business owners, they do that for themselves as the employee to their corporation, whether they got an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, so they could reduce their taxes on their taxable income. But the money goes in pre-tax, the money accumulates tax deferred, and when I come to access my money at the age of 59 and a half, then I'm gonna pay taxes then. If you're a farmer, would you rather pay taxes on the seed or the harvest? You know what I'm saying? So I wanna pay taxes on the seed when it's much smaller, so we get people to pay taxes now, let it grow tax-free, and then you could avoid almost 25-30% in taxes when it comes to accumulation of money. So these are the accounts that we specialize in. So like Roth IRAs, 5-ton college savings, executive bonus for business owners. So if you have an S Corp, LLC, C Corp, and you want to save the money, so in most cases when you want to take a deduction, you spend the money to take the deduction. We help people save the money and take the deduction at the same time, if they're filing their income under S Corp, LLC, C Corp, and then cash value life insurance and long-term care. So that's just kind of the approach that we take, and then the goals that we help people accomplish are these 3 goals, which is income protection. So to me, let me get you guys to engage a little. Would you say majority of Americans, they own more, or do you think they owe more? Okay. Back in our country, Armenian or Persians or whoever, right? Back in Iran, if you're in debt, you're a bad person. Like you're not, like we can't talk to you. But here, you're not in debt, you don't exist. Everything you buy through debt. You buy your cell phone through debt. Some of you, right? I bought it cash. That's what But then you buy a house through debt, you buy a car through debt, right? You buy a lot of things through, we live in a debt-based like society. And then to me is, and then what determines your estate is what you own, mine is what you owe. Does that make sense? So I want to be able to, so like for example, if I have, earlier within my years, I have a mom that I care about and I have a sister that I care about. I don't have my immediate family, kids or wife yet, right? But God willing. And, but earlier in the years, I want to, if I'm struggling while I'm alive, what could happen to my family if something were to happen to me? So I want to be able to insured, so the same wealth that I'm planning on building of 10 million, 5 million, I want to insure that wealth from day one now. So like right now, if something happens to me, I don't sit on $2 million in assets yet, but $2 million of tax-free, probate-free, state-free is going to go to my family, and I was able to do that with the current money that I have, buying the money I do not have through life insurance and making sure that I protect my income. right? So that's one of the things we do. And then second thing is income replacement. Eventually I want to replace my income because as I age, my productivity doesn't increase with time. It only decreases. My efficiency decreases with time. So I need to eventually replace my income and eventually leaving some level of generational wealth. So that's the approach we take when it comes to serving people. Now we got one of my clients actually. We work with a bunch of different financial services companies. So have you guys heard of Transamerica, Nationwide, Pacific Life, Prudential, Vanguard, Fidelity? So we're the distribution channel for all those financial services companies. So we're like the Airbnb of financial services. We're the Amazon of financial services. We're the Turo of financial services. We're the Uber of financial services, right? So at this client I met in a personal development course that I invested over $6,000 going 7-day in Houston, Texas. And I met her there, right? As I was just there for personal development. So this is a client that we ended up serving back in 2024. Right, 2024, she rolled over. This was a dormant 401k that she had, $199,000 that she rolled over with me, and as of today, as of 5/22, her account value is sitting at $244,000. Then we have another client that also has a statement. This client is a little longer. This client became a client with us back in 2014. This was a 25-year-old. And his policy with us, value at beginning was $351. He contributed his own money of $36,000 that contributed towards the account. Excess index interest earned was $34,000, and the other interest earned was $2,800, so a total of $37,000. So he started with his account value at $351, and because of all the interest and compounding interest that kicked in, all tax-free, right? This is a tax-free account of $420,000. Now, if God forbid something happens to him at any time, and he has averaged roughly 10.5% over the last 12 years, and if God forbid something happens to him, $1.4 million goes to the family. So that's just generational wealth, income protection, and whatnot. So I believe that, back in the days, you had to have a camera, a videography, a phone, an iPod, and then now you got it all in one. So this is like multi-purpose. So we have an account that allows us to be able to protect one's income, eventually replace their income, and eventually leaving some level of generational wealth. So we have like a flagship strategy that does it all. And, our agents, like I just had a mom, she just became a mom recently, and I say this because, moms are like, she's very busy, but last month she's out of Hawaii, made over $13,000 with me, working alongside with me. And she's seasoned in the business with me. And, some people come here part-time and start a part-time, then transition going full-time. And then one thing that creates secure freedom for us, how many of us want freedom, right? A lot of us. So current thinking for a lot of people is, I gotta work more to make more, right? How many of you guys feel that? I gotta work more to make more. Or I gotta have better skills to be able to make better money, right? So that's a single-handed mentality. So like, what is a single-handed person is the attorney, and then the multi-handed person is the owner of the law firm. So what you want to do, you want to get into ownership of owning a system than just working your hours and your skills. You don't want to be very hour and skill driven. You want to be very system driven. So like, for example, why do I need to have systems in place? So somebody's able to do what I do the way I do it when I'm not there. That's what a system is, right? So here, the same agency that I registered 8 years ago for $125, now it's estimated to, if I could have an exit, if I want to sell it, of $800 to $1 million that I could get an exit out of the business. I've been able to multiply my income. I was working at Wendy's when I was like 16, 17, then Blaze Pizza. How many of you guys know Blaze Pizza? That thing is fire. Banger. I like gluten-free. And, worked there, and, it took me like 4 or 5 months, the same license that it takes you like 5, 6, 7 days to do. It took me 6 months because of my language barrier. I opened my office 4 months in the business, committing to like $1,500 a month rent. I got into debt, credit card debt, because I was putting my office around my credit card. But when I was like 20, 21, made over 6 figures, and been able to like take home 1.5 or so net. We have done probably roughly around David $3-4 million in sales over the last couple of years that we've been booming. But the best is really yet to come. We want to get to $10 million company and having $10 million of compensation getting paid out to our agents and our brokers. And I'm just a big believer in all the things we do and how we help people. And I believe saving money, nobody can deny saving money. And I'll leave you with this last thing is, a lot of us, when we look at opportunities, we usually look at who we are. And then that person usually doesn't have the level of capacity to be able to reach the things that you want to reach. So current thinking, instead of thinking of who you are, think of who you can be. And how many of you guys know that people, that they don't have a budget when it comes to entertainment, but they nickel and dime when it comes to improvement? So to me, you want to strengthen yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, socially, and by result of it, you're going to get, strengthened financially. So all your goals lie with other people. So you just got to get good with, you got to build yourself, and then you got to contribute to others. And that's what really life is all about. I mean, what do you want to devote your life to? To just yourself? Like, make that make sense, right? So it's your family and families out there, right? So and then the last thing I'll leave you with, which has served me, the example you don't become is the example that your family cannot experience of you. So let's not, take that level of experience that they could have of us, whether you're kids, whether you're a family or whatever. So self-improvement is such a big thing that creates a lot of peace in your life. So you don't want chaos. There's only so many, there's like 15, 20, 30,000 days left. Let's spend those days wisely and leaving a legacy. So thank you, everybody.
Any questions, guys?
Can you have many accounts?
Say it again?
Can you have many?
Yeah, you could have many accounts. So I've written under my name 600 accounts that I still get paid on 5 years ago, that I wrote 4 years ago, that I wrote 3 years ago. But we get paid on a lot of new business. So to me, I want to build the infrastructure. Like, can you pass me a bottle? So like to me, it's like, what comes first? The bottle or the water? I think I did this with them. Right? What comes first? Well, what comes first? The bottle? Before the water, what comes first? The bottle. Okay? Then once you have the bottle, then you could capture water. So the bottle is the infrastructure, the water is the volume. So to me, having 80 licensed agents all across, a few different states, that's my infrastructure. Then automatically I'm going to be able to capture the volume. I'm not worried about that. But let me increase the capacity of what's possible. So I want to own the infrastructure. I don't want to be the driver. If I'm the driver, it's limited. To me, it's like, how do I have leverage? How do I get leverage? So to me, anything I do solar, multi-handed. Real estate, multi-handed. I do anything multi-handed. Everything is about recruiting at the end of the day.
Scalability.
Like literally recruiting. Airbnbs recruit people to become hosts. Ubers recruit people to become rides, like give rides, drivers, right? Amazon recruits people to do, own retail stores or whatever the case. You just want to get into the recruiting business, and you got to give reason. You got to reason with people, right? Do you have a strong enough reason? Because where there's no vision, people perish, right? So you want to cast the vision. And then other people's vision has to fit in within yours. Any other questions?
Yeah. So I guess this was kind of like a personal question, but I was going to say, what role did immigrating here play into you taking the risk to, not going to college and going down to your own lane? And also, like, how did you deal with, like, limiting beliefs that your culture and like people around you like put on you or just give you?
I actually moved out. I slept on my friend's couch for like 6-7 months. My mom was very against the business. Even until this day, to whatever levels, like I'm making like twice as her. She can't really say much, and I could show her a W-9 tax form. She's very successful, owns a hair salon, hairstylist in Palos Verdes, and not speaking English and going from that. And some of us struggling while we're being single, and imagine having 2 kids simultaneously. So to answer your question is it's your life and your choice. Like I don't let anybody else dictate it. Like I was sitting down at a dinner table with one of my friends, and he started talking shit towards some of the things I do, in the business, like the way it is and everything like that. And then to me, it's like you're cussing out on my mom. I work very hard at it, so I need you to stop talking the way you talk. So to me, it's like I don't let somebody else's opinion interfere with my facts of what I see can happen and will happen. So it's just a matter of your conviction. So if you believe it, it's going to happen. And you should never, you cannot hold fear and faith at the same time. Either you're fearful or you're faithful. Like you cannot just be, I'm faith all the way, but I have some fear. It doesn't work that way. But does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. You got it.
What would you say is a good stepping stone to building your wealth, or
getting discipline, and then giving it time. So what a lot of people do is just, I believe you got to get into the habit of just saving whatever you can now, because the hardest thing to do is saving your first 100K. Then everything after that is just trickles effect. Because if you save your first 100K, that's the hardest, and anything after that is just And then to me, the best defense is offense. So get to making more money.
Okay.
And
That's a good strategy.
That's a good strategy. We could schedule a time and I could educate you on a good strategy is booking a call. That's a good strategy. But but we'll talk. Yeah, afterwards we'll talk. You like the numbers? Yeah. Yes.
I actually have two questions.
Go for it.
Can you provide a brief overview of what a Roth IRA is? And then in addition to that, I know you also mentioned long-term care, but let's say someone needs that when they already have some kind of a health issue. Is there some kind of a plan they can get then if they have, because people that have a higher income, they normally can't get a lot of the benefits that people that don't have that. How do you, what kind of a plan would you recommend?
Yeah, gotcha. So to your first question is Roth IRAs stands for Roth Individual Retirement Accounts. You could put a maximum of $7,500 a year towards a Roth. The challenging part is it's first of all, there's contribution limitations, that limits my contributions, and there's other plans that we have people putting in $50,000 to $100,000 a year that are also they receive the same level of tax treatment that a Roth has. And a Roth you cannot access up until the age of 59 and a half, so it is a retirement account. And when it comes to a Roth, it's also variable, so it's tied to the equity market. So I could earn money, I could also lose money. But in an index, I could grow with the market, but I don't lose to the market. But once you make $160,000 a year of adjusted gross income, you're disqualified from Roth IRAs. And then that's why we put in place executive bonus or cash value accounts to be able to remove those limitations. So those are just $7,500. There's certain restrictions, but saving whether in a Roth or a bank account, it doesn't really matter. Just saving alone, kudos to you. Yeah. And then the second question is, that's why we help people prepare so they don't have to pay the price of repairing for something they could have prepared for. So if they're in the repairing phases, which is unfortunate, but there's nothing much you could do because at the end of the day, you position yourself in an insurance eye, you wouldn't want to compensate for somebody that already has the existing illness of long-term care, that they're qualified. If they're not qualified, they could qualify, but if they're qualified, that they could, they're sick already, they're qualified. So you can't really, yeah.
Thank you.
You got it.
Any more questions?
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
You got it. No problem.
Mashallah once again.
Thank you, brother.
Wow, that was something. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. I learned a lot too, so this is just one of the first events we're going to do, and I know all of the speakers, Ariyan, David, Smithy left. Shout out to Sevak too. You guys just absolutely crushed it. So just give one more round of applause to them. All the videos that we have is going to be posted on YouTube, so you guys can always rewatch this content. And just a sign of appreciation for you guys that all of you guys came here. I'm going to give you guys a free ticket entry for the next event, so you guys don't have to worry about it. So it's all for you guys. So like I'm gonna have all of you guys come up here. We're gonna take a picture. I'm gonna give you guys like the next ticket for the next event. So once again, thank you guys for coming.